The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, do you spend all lunch break at school playing Japanese card games? Are you highly autistic? Have I got a Zelda game for you?
Player to another. Dark soul turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the new clan.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan, the most offensive Zelda podcast of all time.
We're Zelda
Schweiss.
We're Zelda podcast now. Cool.
In our Twilight Princess years, we are.
You didn't need to add the artistic line to the pre-roll. I think it.
He did. No, he did.
No, he did. He did.
It's called a cherry.
Because the thing about
and
autistic
we're
people,
actually called Ultima Legend of Zelda. I'm your host, Zach.
The thing about autistic people, Joe, is that they won't pick up.
Don't say my name. I'm not part of this podcast.
The thing about autistic people,
Joseph DeGollier,
Joseph,
right
is that they won't pick up that we're making fun of them unless we directly speak to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like the N-Gage community, which is the same kind of people. They don't understand we were talking smack about.
Do you like the N-Gage? We have a Zelda game for you.
The problem is they thought we were talking smack about them, but we were talking smack about a system that we didn't think anyone cared about.
No, but that was their whole identity, so we were technically talking smack about them.
That is always going to be a very weird thing for me from this, is how angry this group of people were when we never said anything about them as people.
They just
we will now.
Engaged community.
Well,
disparaging the N-Gage, basically, is what they're saying. Like, how dare you make fun of this thing?
How dare you make fun of this notorious flop?
Yeah. Dude, I really want to do the N-Gage podcast, and then, like, at the very end, it's like the scene in
The Usual Suspects, where you realize who did it? Six people who were part of that community?
No, it'll be amazingly devastating for the 5 people that have the N-Gage. But no, it'll be like straight out of Silence of the Lambs. Like, it'll be like the mask on. It'll be like N-Gage podcast, and it sits up, pulls it off. Nude Clan podcast.
Didn't we already float the idea of like doing an N-Gage podcast? Because there's only like 50 games for that fucking thing. So we could theoretically review every N-Gage game.
Yeah, fucking just go hard, do it in like a year. It's like at the very end reveal, it was us all along.
Just one a week where it's like, okay, this week we played Mama Can I Mow the Lawn, and it's a game. You press buttons and it does things, so 4 out of 10.
Did anyone else's electronic taco start talking to him this week? Because mine like started acting like a phone. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, we
like
hack
how to put it up to my fucking face, so I just
we hack our N-Gages to get on like modern cell systems, and we start doing the stupid like Nextel chirp thing to each other, just like beep beep. Hey, how's that game going? Beep beep. It's 4 a.m. here. Please stop pinging my N-Gage.
Yeah. It's like, no. Yeah, half of it would be no. Your mouth is in the wrong spot on this phone, on this phone-shaped phone,
on this taco-shaped phone. Yeah.
You have to hold it like you just hit your head and broke every bone in your hand.
You have to hold it like you're. That. I was gonna say you have to hold it like you're holding a fucking like slab of meat against your face, but actually no, because no one holds the side of the slab of the meat to their face like that. So I'm still wrong.
Yeah. It's like, no, can't hear you. Taco phone. Oh, there you go.
I feel
You
like
gotta talk
us,
into it
like,
and not hear. You can't do both. You got to either speak or listen.
if we had this podcast, and at the very end you open up that you have been the antagonist, or the antagonist the whole time, it would be the Darth Vader level of "I am your father" to these fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Like if Schweisser's just like, "No, I am the Nude clan," and he'd be like, "No, that's impossible."
I'm wondering who
Yeah.
the antagonist of Nude Clan is, because I'm thinking it's me.
You would like it to be you, but you're probably just the.
You're too Jewish.
I'm the anti-hero, yeah.
I think you're probably just like a henchman. You know.
I'm the anti-hero. I'm like the Shadow the Hedgehog of Nude
every
Clan.
Bond
Look
movie
at the
has
henchman.
like every Bond movie has like the real bad guy, and then the henchman that Bond has to fight for like half the movie.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
people
you're like the Jaws.
Yeah, but people like
your Jaws
Jaws.
versus like a Blofeld. you
Jaws
know.
is iconic.
Yeah, I mean, Jaws is definitely cooler, but you know,
I
Does that mean
guess.
Zach is Odd Job? How does this work?
yeah, just a short ethnic man.
A little with my hat. I'll just throw my hat at people. Perfect.
That would be great if your baseball hat had like a razor brim, because it's only half the fucking hat, so it like doesn't really work.
Yeah,
Like hits in
and
the
then,
face, like, "Oh, what the fuck."
and then the hat just says that short ethnic man.
It's one of those trucker hats.
So I kind of do have a hat like. No, I'm just kidding. My hat that I wear to work all the time says "No cerveza, no trabajo," and every time the Hispanic people come in, and I turn around because I wear my hat backwards at work. I turn around to go grab stuff. They go, "Oh, amigo, me too," and it's funny every time.
Nice.
Makes me happy.
Dude, I had an uncomfortable moment. Well, I had a joyous moment actually for myself, but I saw the discomfort in someone else's face who was definitely Hispanic. Right? Let's not
Yeah.
let's not get anything mixed up. And my girlfriend goes, "You know Spanish?" She's like, "A little bit." Like I saw that little exchange. We were like meeting some people at this event. And my girlfriend, who's Colombian, like automatically assumed that the person that she was talking to knew Spanish, and it was just a great little moment. Just a great like, oh, see, if I did that, I'd get in trouble. Like, you know Spanish, right?
If I did that, I could.
But she could do that because she's Colombian. So
It's true. Yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works.
it's like, could you go and assume for me? I need you to pre-assume for me with some of these people.
That's the only reason we keep Brandy around is so one, we can have the F word like card, but also so he can be like call gay people out.
Man,
for
all you
us.
gotta do is like suck one dick a year and you get that card for free, man. We don't need to keep Brandy around.
Dude, so you're double. So you're double. Say for is double timing it then. Good job.
Well, I gotta have a fallback plan for when Brandy eventually like tries to come and kill me, and I have to kill him in self-defense. Like, you know, I need that F slur
And
card.
it's
Yeah, understandable. Yeah, somebody at work did that too. Like one of the guys that just got promoted.
Sucked a
He's
dick?
Said the F
yeah.
slur.
No, he's like Micronesian, and one of the new male handlers like started talking to him.
you made that
in
up.
Spanish. No, it's a real thing. I mean, it makes sense. The guy's only like 5'4", so he is like micro.
So he's a small ethnic man.
Yeah, he is a small ethnic man. But they started talking in Spanish to him, and he's like, "I don't speak Spanish. I'm not Hispanic. I'm Micronesian."
Man,
And I'm like, the guy's basically black. Like, why would you assume Spanish? He's like,
Caribbean,
Fucking-
maybe.
I thought my
Yeah.
wife. I thought my
Right.
wife was Hispanic when we first met because she's like relatively light skinned. So I mean, it
yeah.
happens. God, I wish you guys still had like apparel merch, because then we could make small ethnic man hats and sell
Well,
them.
let me tell you another one, because this is a continuation. This is a continuation of a moment Timo and I had at a national park, and I will say I was not the person who did this. So a guy who we met like hiking around in Sequoia had a very Eastern European accent. And then Timo goes, "Where are you from?" Like, all friendly like. And then this guy, very like sharply, that's the best way I could describe it. so that you knew that he wasn't supposed to ask this question, goes, I'm from America. And it's like, this guy's not from fucking America. Like, we all fucking know this guy is not from the United States. But Timo goes, oh, and then has to continue the conversation, like, where? And it was like some suburb of Los Angeles.
I'm from America. Central or South?
And then, but my girlfriend had a rant at me last weekend where she's like, you know, where, like, no one ever, you're supposed to ask where people are from. Like, no one ever asks where you're from. They just assume you're Mexican. That's where it was coming from.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, let me tell you, sometimes you're a white guy and you're not allowed to ask where someone's from because someone like, oh, I have an accent. Oh, you're pointing me out. Like, there's the opposite effect. And I had to tell her that whole thing. I was like, no. Some people really don't like it where you ask where they're from. And she's like, why? I don't understand. And I'm like, I don't either. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway.
Yeah.
That happened.
It is weird. It's like, no. Where are you actually from? Now,
It
where
doesn't
are you
matter.
now?
It doesn't matter. Like, if you open the door for some people, they get mad at you. Like, some people think, like, you're supposed to do some things one way, and then some people think you're supposed to do things the polar opposite way. And I'm just stuck in here, dumb white guy, not sure how to not offend people as I walk through it, as I go throughout my day.
See, Josef, you're too worried about offending people. You have to you have to be aggressive. You have to like give them the expectation that you're up to no good. So like every person I meet on the street, I do one of those fake like fist pump punches, like I'm gonna hit them, and that way they know I'm not to be trifled with. I'm not a good person. Leave me the fuck alone.
I don't know how to navigate this scary world anymore.
Yeah. So, what has everyone been playing? We did an episode last week, right? Yeah, we did. Halloween, yeah.
Five Nights at
What's everyone
Freddy's,
been
yeah.
playing this last week? What have you guys been up to, Joe?
I'll tell you what I've been up to. Kingdom Hearts Recoded. On the 2DS or 3DS or DS, whatever it was actually on. I think it was on the DS. And then no, that one I think might have been the
because they only have the cutscenes for that on the collections, right?
Yeah, so
That's weird.
you know, if you have the collections where they say you have all the Kingdom Hearts games, you don't have all the Kingdom Hearts games. You don't have Coded. And you don't have 358 over 2 days.
You have half the Kingdom Hearts games, and you have a bunch of shitty movies.
And you don't have Dream Drop Distance.
No, you do. Dream Drop Distance is
or
playable.
is it? Oh, which one? What's the other one?
I think it's the mobile phone game. I think it's Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key.
No, there's the. No, I had to
another
buy
one.
Dream Drop separately.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
2.8 is Dream
I think
Drop
it was
Distance.
Dream Drop Distance.
The cutscenes for the phone game, and then the demo. 0.2 or whatever the fuck.
Jesus Christ, hold the fuck on. What the fuck one is it? Oh, it's Birth by Sleep.
What Kingdom Hearts was Jesus Christ hold the fuck on?
Either Birth by Sleep or Dreams Drops Distance has to be played on the mobile, like on the DS.
No, both of those are in the collections. I'm telling you.
Isn't there, dude? No.
Nope,
There's
one of
not
them's
that many
not.
games.
One of them's not, motherfucker.
I'm telling
And
you,
then
there's
there's the
far.
music. There's the music one too that's on the Switch. What? It's like
Melody of Memory.
Yeah, I was like, it's something stupid.
I don't even know if that one's canon. So like,
It is.
are you
It's
kidding
canon.
me?
Fucking, they can't
Where the
resist.
fuck does
Of
that
course,
game
it's
take
canon.
place?
At the end, probably. Yeah, I think it's the most recent one, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
Or
but
is
like
3?
that doesn't mean anything with Kingdom Hearts. It could take place 4,000 fucking years in the past for all I fucking know.
Yeah, that's true.
Sora got sent back in time to the shitty music game dimension, and now he and Goofy and Donald have to play through a bunch of Yoko Shimomura songs.
Yeah, man. I mean, the nice thing about that game is it's going to be like 15 tracks tops. You know,
It's not like
It's
theater.
just-
rhythm.
yeah, it's the whole series, but the whole series is really just Kingdom Hearts 1 music redone.
Yeah, more or less.
So
Pretty sure they have
be
like a
nice.
different version of Destati in like every single game, which is like the dun 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 dun. It's like when you're in the fucking thing with all the stained glass.
Oh, no. Okay, so here's the deal. They did actually end up putting Dream Drop Distance on the PS5, but it was after we bought 2.5, 1.5 remix. So
It's also on the PS4 version.
It's in 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, not 2.5.
Listen to those names, dude. These are the one that I bought is going to be worth like 10 cents in like the next 3 years.
A4, did you hear that shit? Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's in the
It
PS4
wasn't
version.
on the one that we got.
It's in the one that's on the PS4 version that I have. Yeah. So
No. We got a different PS4 version that told us that we had the whole game when we bought it. That's what it did.
Which one
so
did
we
you
had
buy?
to buy Dream Drop Distance 2.5, 1.5, 2.5.
Yeah, it's on 2.8.
Yeah, that's what I
There's
bought.
3 collections. There's 1.5, there's 2.5, and there's 2.8.
Oh, you're going like, yeah, duh.
Yeah, duh.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Are you serious right now, dude?
This series is over 20 years old, Joe.
I want to fucking slap you through this computer monitor right now after that bullshit where you're like, what are you talking about?
And
It's
you
on
didn't
there.
even know that the...
Oh, you mean it wasn't on 5 of the 6 remixes that they put out?
And you didn't even know that
And
the
you're
kids...
assuming
You didn't
that
even...
we have Dream Drop Distance. No, we both have it on the fucking DS, motherfucker.
And you
That's
did-
what we're
and
gonna
you-
play
and
it
you
on,
didn't even
because
know-
we both bought it that way because when we bought these things, because we bought most of these ahead of time, that was not available.
2.8?
We bought these a while ago.
I was going to say 2.8 came out before Kingdom Hearts 3, I'll have you know.
It doesn't matter. 1.5, 2.5. That's all of them, right?
No,
it has to
it's
be all of them.
2.8.
God
That's
damn
basic
fucking
math,
cunt.
Joe.
Shut the
1.5,
fuck up. I'm gonna kill you,
2.5,
dude.
2.8. Those are the 3 numbers in the world.
Oh my fucking god.
The series is over 20 years old. You've had plenty of time to learn this shit.
anymore.
And I can't believe you didn't know that the animatronics were possessed by kids. Come on, Joe. What do you fucking... Like, what do you just sit under a rock all day watching gay French films? What are you doing?
Sometimes I do.
And he fucks a peach.
Then he jacks off to his Arnold Schwarzenegger poster that he's got under his comfy little rug.
All right, none of those things are true. Except for some days I do watch gay French films. That does happen.
That's not the one I thought was going to be true. I
highly
I was thinking
recommend
peach.
I highly recommend Blue is the Warmest Color, and I also highly recommend Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
When I see the thing is, here's the
great
thing.
French
If we're, it's not the poster of Arnold Schwarzenegger anymore. It's a picture he took of Schweiss when they were on vacation, where he's drinking the wine.
Pouring the wine in the hotel.
He's just in his towel. He puts it there. He grabs his little peach, just into the peach.
I had my money on living
does
under
what
a
he
rock
does.
being the real thing. Now I got to check my FanDuel account. I probably lost a lot of fucking money on this one.
A4. So we've been doing this show for a long time.
Yes.
Ultimate Final Fantasy, the Ultimate Final Fantasy podcast. So yeah, we were like getting ahead of time on the Kingdom Hearts. We're like, okay, oh, and sweet, this collection came out. It's only $20. Why is it only $20? Turns out because they were about to release another collection, and then after that, another collection, and makes the other collections go down in price. But yeah, we bought 1.5, 2.5, thinking that it was like 4 of the games. Then we just needed to buy the other 2, and.
There's a lot of decimal points in between
That is
2.5 and
true.
3. And I mean, there's only 5 of them, but one of those is important.
But I swear to fucking God, dude, I did not know Dream Drop's Distance was like one of these fucking things. Now
Yeah,
I'm looking at
sorry.
it, I'm like, of course it came out after we bought the thing that we fucking bought already.
Look, I'll level with you. When I had the PS3 version of 1.5, I had the PS3 version of 2.5. Then eventually I got the PS4.
Oh, and you were like,
No, hold
where's
on.
Dream Drop Distance?
No, hold on.
You didn't have that conversation,
No,
did you?
hold on. Because then I eventually I sold those and got the PS4 version of 1.5 plus 2.5, and then I also got 2.8 because I wanted to play Dream Drop Distance.
Oh, so you knew. Oh, so that was like something you were in the
Yeah, because I'm a real fan, Joe. I'm the real Final
I'm
Fantasy.
not a real fan. I'm a fucking Final Fantasy fan.
Yeah, it's
and
a
I gotta
Final
play Kingdom
Fantasy
Hearts.
game.
It's
There's
not a Final
Moogles.
Fantasy game.
There's Cloud Strife.
They got
Yuffie
rid of the Final
shows
Fantasy
up.
characters in Kingdom Hearts 3. I feel like it's done. It's over. It's over.
Yuffie shows up and she's voiced by Kim Possible for some reason. So what have you been playing besides
Lance Bass?
Lance Bass
Kingdom
and
Hearts-
Sephiroth, yes.
Kingdom Hearts Recoded and Kingdom Hearts 179, as I like to call it, but it's Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, or divided by 2 days. I don't know which.
No, it's over 2 days.
But that still doesn't make any fucking sense.
Because there's
Oh, it will.
358 over 2 days. Wait, no. Because there's two of them. No, because Roxas and Xion are like the same person, so there's 358 days divided by those two souls, right? I never played 358 Days Over 2. I don't even know how it's fucking pronounced. Hold on, I'm looking this up.
So far, I'm about a third of the way through the game, and I gotta say that the title does not make sense. Still,
okay, no. You want to get really mad? You want to get really mad? The official way you pronounce it, according to Wikipedia, is 358 Days Over 2. That is how it's officially pronounced, according to Wikipedia.
What?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
I didn't play that gay ass game.
Oh my god! You know what's funny?
Yeah.
It's actually like when you look this one up. This is one that people look fondly at.
Why?
Like, people will bitch about Chain of Memories. People will bitch about Coded, but they'll look at 358 as like.
I mean, I didn't like Chain of Memories.
Dude, I never played 358 Days Over 2. I guess that's how we're pronouncing it now. But like, even I know it's just a bunch of repetitive fucking missions, and then they sit on the clock tower and eat ice cream all fucking day.
Oh my god, dude! It is so repetitive. So. If you're just doing the required missions, as of course I am doing, you're doing like one mission and then a cutscene on a tower, and then another mission and then a cutscene on a tower. And yeah, they're eating ice cream every time. And I'm like, 358 fucking days of eating ice cream in front of this fucking clock tower. And they should be about 500 pounds each by now. Like, Axel should be a fucking dough ball.
More like 358 calories over 2 minutes.
He's like, give me that fucking ice cream or I'm going to beat your face in. You got it memorized?
Joe tried to get me to... Well, Joe asked me to go on the Bing AI thing and try to make a picture of Axel and Roxas, both really fat.
It's going to be our episode artwork.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know if Microsoft is like tard wrangling the Bing AI thing or like... They just couldn't put that much fat in one image, but like I could not get the thing to make both of them fat. It was so infuriating. I would get a really fat Roxas and a normal looking Axel, or I would get a really fat Axel and a normal looking Roxas who almost just looks like Sora anyway. So
yeah, there was one of them where it was like really fat Roxas and then like overweight. Other guy.
If you had seen the prompts
Axel.
I was trying to do, I was like, okay, there's Roxas who is overweight and has blonde hair because it kept giving me Sora, who's with Axel who's fat, who has red hair because it kept giving me a silver-haired guy that doesn't exist. And I'm like eating ice cream at the clock tower in Twilight Town at sunset because it wouldn't give me a picture at sunset even though it's called Twilight Town. AI's got a long way to go, but yeah.
So yeah, that'll be fun when I get to that. But yeah, that's all I've been playing is those two Kingdom Hearts games.
Yeah, we can't review that one until we're no longer overweight, and then we can truly be fat phobic.
358 days overweight.
Yeah,
it is nice to be on this side of obese. We'll see.
Yeah, and then when we do it, then we can be homophobic, transphobic, bigoted, fat phobic podcast.
I remember in like 2010, 2011 in college, we found like a recipe for sea salt ice cream, like online that involved like I forget what it had, but it had like some sort of coconut Gatorade in it or something. It was really good actually. But yeah, I guess I've technically had sea salt ice cream before.
Did it remind you of sad feelings?
It did remind me of all the sad feelings of eating ice cream with my friends. I was sitting on top of the clock tower and somehow never falling off. I don't know how we got 15 stories up there, but yeah.
It's funny they never mention the sad feeling after the ice cream because that's when the sad feeling comes about where you're like blood sugar spikes, you're having a good time, and then like 20 minutes later you're like
the greatest thing about that whole stupid fucking like plot device in any of those games is having Christopher Lee saying we could give them some sea salt ice cream.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Oh man, oh boy, because I remembered there were things about Kingdom Hearts 2 I was like looking forward to like cringing from. One is like he's searching for his friend Riku and it's super gay. Mm-hmm. And like that's like one element. Like when I played it the first time in high school, I was like, or junior high or whatever it was, I was just playing it and I was like, okay, this is really like our friendships are a little gay in Japan. They must be like they're not just a friendship, but they're a little something more.
It's called a bromance, dude. You wouldn't understand.
That was one thing, and then the other part was like, yeah, all the ice cream talk and just rolling my eyes at all the ice cream talk. Which honestly, like, there was less ice cream talk than I remembered, but there was still a lot of fucking ice cream talk.
Well, just like having
more than
Christopher
you'd
Lee
think.
read lines. Like I don't remember any specific Christopher Lee lines from that game, but like he must have said something along the lines of Mickey Mouse has to open the door to darkness. Like,
give me the paycheck.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy hearing him, and I was like, what the fuck?
well, they got like big name actors.
Well,
like
James Woods is in there too, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, they got like every Disney guy back to do their voices from like whatever movie, but like
Not all.
not all of them, but they got most of them. But like the characters that they got like to voice the random Final Fantasy characters and some of the other ancillary characters, like they got big names. Like Hayden Panettiere is Kyrie in the first one. Fucking Christy Carlson Romano, Kim Possible, she's Yuffie, and I think Mandy Moore is Aerith in the first one. They really went all out. I mean, you said it before. Lance Bass is fucking Sephiroth, for God's sakes. So that's weird.
Yeah, it took me forever to like truly figure out that it is the NSYNC guy. I was like, that can't be right.
Well, and then like
It just can't be right.
Master
And then it was.
Xehanort.
I was
Master
like,
Xehanort is
fine.
voiced by Leonard
Now we're
Nimoy.
listening to all the NSYNC albums for UFF.
Yeah,
Leonard Nimoy voices Master Xehanort until he died, and then it's voiced by Rutger Hauer, and then he died, and in the DLC it's voiced by Christopher Lloyd. So it's like 3 celebrities voice one character over the course of like the whole series, essentially.
Is Christopher Lloyd still with us?
Yeah, as far as I know.
yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. What have you been playing, Schweiss?
Kingdom Hearts 2. Mostly, I did a little bit of Fortnite with the boy, and then Halloween I did my tradition of Resident Evil Outbreak. I got through the first 4 levels of 5, so that took probably about 3.5 hours, counting the loading screens, which are abysmal in that game on PS2. It's like you watch a cutscene and it's legit 10 to 12 seconds until you play again, and it's like, man, time just doesn't matter to these people.
Were you playing it solo, or did you do the thing where you can play it online?
Oh, I just did solo.
Okay.
And I'm in the last level, but I saved before the boss appears to fight you, because I was like, I kind of need to play Kingdom Hearts now. I can't be. And the last level is like an hour 15. It's a big motherfucker, so I didn't want to do it all.
I need to do
But
my
I almost
other
did.
Halloween tradition of playing through the Halloween Town level of Kingdom Hearts 2 specifically.
Yeah, there you go. Did that today the second time, so I've done Halloween Town twice. I was bitching before, like, man, all these Kingdom Hearts games are the same, and now like Kingdom Hearts 2 is like, we're gonna do it twice. You're gonna do all the same worlds you did in Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories, but then you're gonna have to go back and do it again.
Yeah, I had a strategy guide when I was playing it as a teenager, and yeah, it basically just makes you go to every world twice for some fucking reason.
Nope. Yeah. Only makes you go to 3 of them twice.
I was following the strategy guide, so I went to like every
Just
world
saying.
twice.
How long did it take you to beat it?
I sent you the time in our chat.
It was like 24, I think, right?
I want to say 24, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I'm at like 26, I think.
Whole day of my life.
Listening to Goofy and Donald and Sora singing shitty fucking songs with Ariel down under the sea.
Nope, that one's skippable, and I was like, Schweiss needs to play it so that at least for like a second, like he could just dabble in it and leave the fuck out of that world.
Yeah.
But Schweiss needs to play it so that he can realize what is the worst that you could go. Like, how low can you go in a video game? And it answers it with the Atlantica level in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, it's not even like a good rhythm game at all. It's terrible.
I think the only benefit to doing that is you get like Thundaga or something, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I think I've done all of them except for the last one, I think, and I think I need Thundaga or Thundara to open it up, but I think I just opened it up. So now I have to go decide, do I do it or do I just leave it? But I did beat Ursula. It was pretty easy. A lot easier than Kingdom Hearts 1 Ursula fight.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1 Ursula and Kingdom Hearts 1 Dragon fight. There's nothing like that in Kingdom Hearts 2 except for the
Dragon
added
fight.
boss in the final mix.
Yeah, that big guy. That's where like the game started to take my trophies from me.
Are you talking about
'Cause, like,
Chernobog from Fantasia?
Yeah, I
Dragon
think so.
from... No, I'm talking about the fucking dragon from Beauty and the... Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, yeah.
Maleficent dragon.
Oh, that was
That one
I
was a
completely forgot that
bitch.
fight existed. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a vicious one.
Which is weird because that's
think
one of my
the big-
favorite Disney movies of all time.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad Kingdom Hearts 2 finally gives me Lion King. So, I mean, it's not like
and you get to be a
anything super
lion and you get to
special.
drift around as Sora in the fucking Pride Lands.
Yeah. So, I don't know, but yeah, I played a bunch of those, both of those games, and I think that's it for me. I didn't really play very much the last week. I've played a lot of Kingdom Hearts. Like, I wasn't very far into it, and now I'm like 26 hours on Kingdom Hearts 2, so I've been pounding it out. But
I mean, from what it sounds like, you're close to the end, so.
yeah, I'm hoping I beat it tonight. I would need to beat it tonight so that I'm not behind further. What was the next one? You said it was like 15?
Next one is 16 hours was the recommended time, and I beat it in 15:50. That was pretty much right on. Got slowed down in a couple spots, but didn't get crazy stuck or anything. I'm just kidding. I didn't beat a game until we ring out the hog. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be talking about that.
What about you, A4? What have you been playing?
I played a bit of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, because Five Nights at Freddy's 1 I've had my fill of, so to speak. We'll get to that in a minute.
Did they retitle Grandia?
No, they did not. I did put like an hour into Grandia. I'm getting there. I'm slowly getting there with Grandia. It's just, and people are going to be pissed off. I'm not finding it all that interesting, to be quite honest with you.
Is Jake actually playing the game?
He will,
playing Grandia
yes.
too?
I think he was telling me that it just went on sale on Steam, so he might get it, or like Switch, whatever version he's playing. But like I said, I might be able to tap some of the guys in the Discord to come join us for that, depending on what ends up happening. Because like Jake made it seem like because he was having like computer troubles or something, so he was like making it seem like I might have to do like Twilight Princess before Grandia or something. I'm not sure. Well, I'll hash that with him.
So go fuck yourself. 1, 2. So if you're the only host that counts for this review, how are we doing?
We'll let him
an
have his
actual
shining golden moment where he counts on this review. Because
Is there gonna be like our like
great
list
arc.
of the hog, and then like Grandia 2 is like right here, like
yeah,
it's our list, and then like this one is like the alternate universe.
yeah. I did play a little bit of Grandia too. I also for a minute there, because my one friend was trying to play Brutal Legend on PC and he was having trouble with it, so I installed it. And
The rock and roll one,
yeah, by the Psychonauts guys, and I got it to run right away.
and it's Jack Black.
Yeah, I got it to run right away, so I don't know what the hell his problem was, but I played like maybe like the first hour of Brutal Legend, and it made me really upset because like I'm playing like the first hour of this game, and I'm like, how's a game with this much like personality and charm get buried back in like 2009? And I'm like, well, stuff was just better in 2009, I guess. That a game like it's not the best game ever by any means, but like it does a lot of fun, clever things to where it's like the fact that it got fucking like completely forgotten back then just must have meant like we had so many good fucking games back in 2009. If that game had come out like
What makes you think that was forgotten?
Brutal Legend?
Yeah, I remember that game.
No one talks-
Everyone remembers it, but like no one fucking played it, right?
I
didn't play
remember it
till-
was like a big ass game. It had Jack Black and everything. I remember
yeah, but how
that.
many people do you know who actually bought it and played it? Because like even I
I
didn't.
mean,
I was aware of it.
I have
Dylan
it
bought
for
it,
Xbox
played it.
360.
I had a friend. Yeah,
Okay, well,
I like the guys like the head like their head like rocky guys that are like smashing the rocks with their heads or whatever, and they have like the beefy necks.
Okay, well, my
That's
point
as
being,
far as I got, and then my 360 died.
my point being, it did not sell very well, from what I understand. Probably because EA failed to market it. I don't know. It was EA, so
I played the demo, but
I played the demo as well. I didn't play the full game, or at least I didn't start playing the full game until like recently. And I'm like, just the way they like do little things, like the fact that the fucking main menu is just, it starts off with like a fucking minute and a half long FMV of Jack Black just walking with you into a record store and talking about like, dude, you gotta see this record. And then like the main menu is just like live action footage of a guy flipping through an LP, and that's like the main menu, like as you flip through the gatefold and take the like record out, it's like that's all your like options and continue and all that shit. And it's just like, if this game came out like today, I don't think it would have done much better than it did back in 2009, but like it would definitely stand the fuck out more. Just because like everything now is so fucking like brown and gray and shitty. Like it just made me mad.
Kind of like that. What's that game on Microsoft? I mean, you were talking about that is that like beat that goes with the beat where you fight with the beat.
Hi-Fi Rush. And you know what? I was thinking about that today.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it at work, and I was like, the closest analog I can think to for Brutal Legend is like it's like it would probably have the same it would probably have the same reception as something like a Hi-Fi Rush, where like they don't make games like this anymore. It's weird that this came out, but like I don't know, just again the fact that like Brutal Legend didn't sell very well and just kind of got completely fucking like shoved to the side by, because it's 2009. A lot of shit came out that year. I want to say like Borderlands 1 came out that year, probably Burnout Paradise, Uncharted 2, maybe. I might be off.
Didn't Arkham Asylum come out in 2009 too?
Arkham Asylum, I think, did come out in 2009. Yeah, but like, that's what I mean. It's just like there were so many good games coming out back then that something with like that level of like personality, where it's just like, again, the main menu is just like an FMV with Jack Black, and then like when they go to like ask you if you want to turn off the swearing, it's like right before he's about to drop like a hard F-bomb, and it's a very like comedic moment where like, you stupid, and it just pops up a menu like, hey, in order to relay the roadie lifestyle to you, we might sometimes have to use vulgar language. And you can either choose like, I want to hear every little nasty syllable, or nah, it's funnier when you bleep it out anyway. And it's just like, games don't like do this anymore. They don't like put the little effort in to like do these tiny little clever things. And it just kind of made me sad playing through this first hour of Brutal Legend.
you know what game did
I mean,
do
like,
that?
It seemed to sell
What?
okay, but
Well, and it's
God of War
also
Ragnarok
doubly.
did that.
Wait, what did?
God of War Ragnarok did that. You played it.
just-
every
as
little
metal.
thing you can adjust.
Can you turn off the
Yeah,
profanity in God of War Ragnarok?
I don't even think there is any.
Um,
No, there's
I was gonna say,
the Ratatasker guy. You can like keep hitting the little summon bell, and he like freaks out at you.
Oh yeah, that was a funny
If you
thing
play
about
the game. Of
There was a
course.
funny thing about that guy too, because that guy, he's like a fat Asian guy. You're talking about the squirrel, right?
Yeah,
He's like a fat Asian guy, and he was one of those dudes that's like, oh, if you do voice acting, you should be the same race as the role. And then like he was getting less roles because of it, because he was only
he
getting
was a
the Asian
squirrel.
roles, and it's just like, sorry, buddy, I don't know what to tell you.
yeah.
so real quick, going back to your thing about like the game not like selling well for 2009, it's better to have not been in a good year, and that's why you didn't sell as many as other games. Instead, you could be like Hi-Fi Rush, who is a really, really good game, but has been overshadowed by Forspoken because a certain community is very loud about shitty games
Well,
that aren't good and have
Hi-Fi-
problems.
I don't think Hi-Fi Rush sold well because it was an Xbox Game Pass game on day one. So I don't think those.
Yeah, that does kill it.
So that doesn't help. I mean, I bought
like
the
an
fucking game
adult.
and like, look, there's stuff in Brutal Legend that's a little cringe. There's a lot of stuff in Hi-Fi Rush that I find cringe, but like, I still like the idea of like, you're doing something different. Like, just because, well, I don't know. It was this weird thing with Brutal Legend where like it felt like they kept saying badass, and it gave me that feeling where it's just like, this is like right at the end of where we stopped using badass to describe everything because it was getting annoying, and like right before we started using epic as the new word to describe everything before it got annoying. But like I don't know, man. It just makes me sad because it's like Yeah, I don't know.
Do you see your like innocence? Is it your innocence dying? That
No, it's just like
pinpointed that 2009 was when your innocence finally died.
no,
like,
it's just playing this game from 15 fucking years ago, and it's just like this has so much more soul than literally anything that came out this year, and it pisses me off because it's like games could still be this good, but everything's like got to get sanded down now. Every like weird quirk and like every little like defining factor to every game has to get sanded down now, and everything's just fucking like paint by colors.
I mean, you've chosen not to play some amazing games that have had soul this year.
Name one.
I mean, Breath or Tears of the Kingdom has some soul.
Actually,
in it.
no, I know one that
Sea
you're
of
going.
Stars.
I know. I was gonna say yeah.
Sea of Stars
Yeah.
has soul in it.
I have
and
to.
You've chosen not to play
you know what?
that.
I agree. I have to play Sea of Stars, and I like what I've played of Sea of Stars so far. I knew you were going to bring that up. Mostly
Sea of
because
Stars
what you're going
is
to talk about
fucking
later.
amazing.
But
yeah,
a little bit of Five Nights at Freddy's, a little bit of Brutal Legend, and a little bit of Grandia.
a little bit of Grandia too.
Yeah, just a little bit. And that's about
Just
it.
a little bit.
I'm like upset because
I just like how you said a little bit. That's all
No,
I'm
because like I'm upset because like I know people really like Grandia too, and they wanted me to play it, or they wanted someone on the show to play it, and like every time I think of like I should play some more Grandia too, I'm just like I almost don't feel like it, which is weird because like I'm not having fun with the game. It's a good game, but like I'm just not. It's not grabbing me in the way that like people's like reaction to it when they were talking about me playing it, like. I guess that's kind of like the James Cameron's Avatar thing, where it's just like it got so overhyped that like I'm a bit underwhelmed because it's not meeting those expectations yet. But I'm like maybe a little more than halfway through the game, so that could change. Who knows? But yeah, we'll see.
What are you playing Grandia 2 on?
My Steam Deck. It is on Switch though, so.
That's what I was looking at. So I was like, what is it on?
Yeah, it's on the Switch. It might be on sale right now. Like I said, Jake was talking about it being on sale. And it's usually bundled with like the first one, which I haven't played yet, but you know. There's supposed to be good RPGs, so there's that. Anyway, what have you been playing, Zach, besides Sea of Stars?
Played a little indie game called Majora's Mask. It was was okay.
Majora's Mask.
Yeah, Majora's Mask.
You
Legend
damn
of
kids in
Zelda.
your Majora's Mask sprouting tendrils everywhere and running around like a gimp.
Goddamn, dude. We'll get more into it on the review, but played some Majora's Mask, and I fucking hauled ass on that game. Because last week, Schweiss, when I said, yeah, I'm in the Stone Temple, or no, I was in the Water Temple. I was in the Water Temple. He's like, did you get how it beat? And I was like, yeah. I didn't realize all the bullshit that I was going to put me through.
What, the Water
beat that
Temple?
fucking game. No! To get to the fucking Stone Temple, it's like, guess what? You're doing a fucking fetch quest, bitch.
Yeah.
Stupid. Fucking. Okay, anyway, we're not reviewing the game yet. We're not doing the game yet. But that, and then I played some Sea of Stars, and it's one that I've been playing on and off since it came out. As like, if I was getting mad at the game I was currently playing for the podcast, I would stop and I would play some Sea of Stars to get me back in a good mindset to review things fairly, and then I would go back to the game that would be reviewing.
I'm glad.
So those are the two things.
I'm glad that the general
What?
reception for Sea of Stars is that like people are really enjoying it, and that's like, oh my god, it's like
It's
like waking
it's
up
so
on a
fucking
Saturday
good.
morning and discovering like a new SNES RPG that never came out.
Yeah, dude,
'cause
it's so good.
I
Sea of
played-
Stars is so fucking good.
Yeah, because I played like the first hour or so of it, and I really like it so far. I mean, I already liked The Messenger by the same.
I haven't played The Messenger.
The
I
Messenger's
just
good
liked
in a
that.
different way. It's just like.
Well, and it's looked different.
Well, knowing how good The Messenger was, I was really waiting for Sea of Stars for a while. And like once I'm kind of done with a lot of the games for this show, I'm definitely gonna like dive into that game because I really like what I've seen of it so far.
You should. I looked up how to get the true ending today, and I'm gonna like eventually do all that.
Yeah. But it's
So
basically
it's
like a love letter
I don't
to
know.
like Chrono Trigger. I think it's got the timed hits from like the.
It's a love letter to Chrono Trigger. At least is what like Dave put it as. which has actually made me want to eventually try Chrono Trigger and see how that is. If it's like this game, then
You should. It's really good.
I think I'll enjoy it.
I was going to say, though, besides like the Steam version of Chrono Trigger, I don't know what the fuck you'd play it on, because the DS version is expensive, even though it's maybe the best version. There's a PS1 classic of it, though. You can get it on the PS3, so there's that.
There you go.
Well, that's only two things I've been playing is Majora's Mask and Sea of Stars.
All right, so the only question that remains in my mind, has anyone beaten a game this week?
How mad are you going to be if I say no? I'm just kidding. I did beat.
You shared a picture of the credits.
I did share a picture of the credit. I did.
All right.
I beat games this week.
Nice.
I beat Majora's Mask, and I beat Sea of Stars this week.
All right. Very
Which
nicely done.
because we're not gonna like review it on the show. I'm gonna give replayability from Sea of Stars a 10 because to get the true ending, you have to beat the game and then you have to go back and do some side quests and get a secret boss, like 2 secret bosses, and then the final secret or the third secret boss, and then you get the true ending for the game. So that is something I do want to do. Yes,
I did find it funny that you sent maybe the group chat a fucking screenshot of you finding Gerard the completionist in there and going, "It's me," because you have like the same like big beard.
look, same.
You do a little bit.
And at Comic Cons, I've actually got people that are like, "Oh, are you?" I've had a couple people ask me if I was a completionist, and I was like, "No."
I met that guy at PAX East like
Own
a
it.
decade ago, but yeah.
Just take it. Say, yes, I am, because it'll.
I should guess. I want to reach out to him and be like, let's do a collab. Because I look like you. But like, spoiler alert from how my year gaming is going. I would say Sea of Stars is like my game of the year, like 100%. There's some definitely other games I want to play and like start out with that came out this year, but I think Sea of Stars is my strongest contender for 2023 game of the year.
I am going to echo that, despite the fact that I haven't finished it, because I can kind of tell already, like, it's probably going to be my game of the year. If I finish it before the end of this year, because I really liked what I've played of it so far.
It's so good.
Oh,
Anyway,
FF16,
sorry.
that's the only game from this year that I've beaten.
I put some time into that because I got it for my birthday, but
Game of the
I never
year.
got to beat it.
I think Resident Evil 4
FF16
remake
is
came out
really
this
good.
year.
I'm pretty sure it did.
It did,
yeah.
which was also fucking fantastic.
I only
It
got
came
to,
out in
like-
February, didn't it?
Something like that. I only got to like the
think
Del
so.
Lago fight in that, but I kind of dropped it for games for the show.
I didn't
I'm
realize
at the
Sea of Stars
sniper,
was
the
like
sniper level.
it's like an RPG thing.
Yeah, Sea of
The old
Stars.
school
So,
one.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
the game
it's
they made
like
before-
turn-based.
yeah, the game they made before The Messenger is like a Ninja Gaiden style game, like a Metroidvania. And then they announced a sequel, and it's like a fucking 16-bit RPG. So,
Yeah. Look, man, all I want to do is beat these games and then finally play Lord of the Rings The Third Age all the way through. Like, I can't justify doing it now because it's just Final Fantasy X with Lord of the Rings reskinned over the game.
yeah.
But I couldn't get past the Wraith King, dude. It was fucking nuts back in the day.
You had to use your
I'm
fucking
looking at
your Eidolons.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking at it up there and I'm like, man,
Uh,
one of these days.
Were the summons called Eidolons in 10? I don't
One of
remember.
these two.
I don't know. I don't
remember.
think so. I think they just called them summons.
No, they had like a
Or
specific name.
espers. Espers,
No, I
think,
thought
right?
Espers was 6, right?
Man, fuck, I don't know. They called the bitch a summoner, so I don't know.
Aeon.
No, Aeons. Yeah.
Aeons.
I was
Okay,
thinking
of
like
course.
dark.
Okay.
Dark what?
Sorry,
Yeah.
there was a delay on my mic. I
Maybe-
didn't have to look everything
Maybe
up.
Eidolons is the one they call them in 12. I don't fucking remember anymore. Whatever.
I beat Kingdom Hearts Recoded. This
Woo!
I believe I had already beaten Kingdom Hearts 2 last time, but
You did.
Did you
good.
whack all those blocks as data Sora to figure out why it says thank Namine at the end of Jiminy's journal?
I didn't even understand that connection, but I guess that's it. I was just like, okay, it's a side quest with a digital Sora. Okay, all right, here we go. Luckily, there is a digital cloud, so we
put all the
we do
files
have a
inside
reason to
him.
play it. I have thoughts on that game that I will not share. I guess. I don't know. Does it matter? I liked it. I enjoy Recoded. I thought that the gameplay was fun. There was some clunkiness with the directional stuff with the DS, but outside of that, I really actually enjoyed the gameplay of Recoded a lot. But I know that Recoded is I think it's the most recent DS title or handheld title for the Kingdom Hearts series, and so it's the most polished of those titles, despite the fact that we're playing it first. So that'll be interesting it's been interesting to kind of compare and contrast to 358 over 2 days, where it's similar gameplay but way simpler.
I think
I
it's,
see what you're saying, because it was coded, but then so this is the conversation we had the other day in the Discord. Is Recoded is newer than all the others, but it's just a re-release of Coded, which is older than all the others.
And it was a phone game, so it probably had a different control scheme than I believe 358 Days Over 2 is trying to be like an actual Kingdom Hearts game on that DS D-pad, so I'm sure that works great.
It's simplified. It's Kingdom Hearts, but it's Kingdom Hearts is already pretty simple, but it's simplified. It seems like the physics of it are simplified as well. There's no crazy combos like with Kingdom Hearts 2 so far.
Yeah.
But
honestly,
I think Recoded is actually the one that's stretching the system to its end. It was
the closest you're going to get to the Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2 style combat on the handheld is either going to be Birth by Sleep or Dream Drop Distance. They both get fairly close.
Is that a 2.5, 3.5? What?
It's on
I think it's 0.5 collection.
It's on the 3.14. I don't know all the digits of pi, so I can't continue this joke.
Kingdom Hearts Pi.
Yeah.
And then Kingdom Hearts 3.14 remake Pi
retarded
over 2 days.
I like that. Kingdom Hearts retarded.
Yeah, we've already made that joke 12,000 times.
I know.
Yeah.
It was tarded before when they released it.
You know
in
what?
Japan.
You can. It's the joke may have been a lot, but the joke is apt. It's what
Kingdom Hearts tarded. Everyone knows Kingdom Hearts tarded was a slot machine game in Japan.
But it's just it's
Coffee
and
shops.
the what is it?
Brulo brings up a great point in the Twitch chat. Is there going to be new UFF artwork where you guys are wearing Tetsuya Nomura fucking stupid ass fucking clothes from Kingdom Hearts?
We have that. It's already the artwork right now.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, it's on there right now. Check your iTunes.
You don't know? You're not one of the many people who listened to our last episode?
I did get the notification for it, but I didn't see what the album artwork was. I was just like, oh, it's the new Kingdom Hearts episode. I'll have to listen to that later.
It'll be on the Spotify. No.
Who uses Spotify for podcasts? What are you, a psycho?
Well,
lot of people.
Spotify actually puts the artwork that we put in.
Yeah, so does Podcast
nice.
Addict, which is what I use.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, but iTunes stopped doing it, and it's annoying because I'm like, it's the biggest.
It's impossible to edit a fucking iTunes podcast feed.
Look, Spotify, a lot of our downloads come from Spotify, a lot.
I believe
I don't
you.
know,
It's
man.
just every time Spotify's like, hey, we got this podcast for you, I'm like, I don't give a singular fucking shit. I have a podcast app. I use you for music. Please, leave me alone.
Yeah, it blows my mind too how many people use Spotify for podcasts as well, because I do, yeah. Same way I use it for music.
Anybody else beat a game?
Yeah, I beat Five Nights at Freddy's.
2?
No, the first one.
1. All right, so that means the nude hog for the hosts is as follows. A4, first place. with 31 games beaten. Second place goes to Joe with 15 games beaten. Third is Zach with 13 games beaten. And last place is myself with 11 games for the year. So Zach and I were tied. And then he did his job. And now he's beat me. So
Wait, do I have 13 games beaten? What are all my games that are beat?
you know,
I thought I was less than that.
so you did Pokemon Scarlet, Metal Gear Solid Revengeance, which seems like a lifetime ago.
Oh my god, that was
Pokemon
this
Go.
year?
Yeah,
Yeah, we've been doing this wrap up for Nude Clan in less than
for
a
a
year.
long time. Yeah.
Fuck.
God of War, Miami Takedown, Live a Life, Halo Infinite, Fire Emblem Engage, Grappling It, Ragnarok, Oot, MM, and Sea of Stars.
Did you have a Halo Infinite twice?
Yeah, since I gave Infinite twice.
Oh shit, I totally do.
Because it's
I'm
like
gonna
I also keep a record of everything I've beaten within the year, and I was like, I'm only at 12. I'm like, what did I forget to put down? But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna say I thought I was only at 12.
It used to be easier to keep a record when a certain Matunica actually upkept the fucking Hogib website, but that ship has fucking sailed, I guess.
It's retired.
Well, the ship really should stop being paid for too. But
I thought we cut that off.
no, I can't actually log in. They're like, oh, you need a multi-factor authentication. Use your little pocket device, and I was like, I don't have one. So I sent him an email today saying, hey, I don't want to pay for this anymore. We can't even get in. And if they don't respond within a week, I'm just going to tell the bank to block them, to give them the old cock block.
Okay.
Brulo says severe lack of porn games on Zach's list this year. Guess having a GF does that. I'm the porn game guy. What are you talking about?
Okay, no, and I was talking about this with some people Saturday night. The only reason the one year I had so many porn games was because they were $1 to $5. They were less than 30 minutes to beat, and I wanted to beat fucking Craig, and I fucking did it.
It is like the easy mode for winning the
But
hog.
yeah, I mean, yeah. To be fair, I should start playing some Mosaic games to at least jump over to beat Joe at least.
I mean, those hentai Mosaic
Extra
games
shit
are
I
like
can
dirt cheap, or at the very least, like those Sakura games by Winged Cloud are like always on fucking sale.
I mean, I have some like on my PC as well. Like if I beat this year, they count because it's been like 2 years. So it's like,
I mean, you can try to beat me, Zach. I'm just going to be playing like real games from now till the end of the year.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Are you telling me that?
Sir.
Are you telling me that Hentai Asmodeus is not in fact a real game?
No, is that a Redwall spinoff?
No, it's fucking like it's like porn Zuma. You remember Zuma, the game with the balls that goes through the like lane?
Asmodeus is the name of the snake in Redwall, right?
I don't know. I'm straight.
You're a little kid nerd. What the fuck? What is it?
you're a little kid nerd.
Asmodeus is like one of the names of the devil. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but
I mean, in 2002, I only beat fucking 10 games. That's crazy.
it is
That's when I started
Asmodeus.
dating.
That's
When I
where I know
started
that.
beginning.
Yeah, Felicia Nomiko actually brings in a pretty good point, Zach. Just play all the games that Pornhub keeps advertising. You won't last 5 seconds anyway, so.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like
No,
that.
it's not
Pornhub
strictly.
is blocked in the state of Utah, by the way.
Yeah, we know. We've been alive this year. But no, speaking of,
I didn't know you would know. That's interesting.
because it was like a big deal. You guys had like that whole
Okay.
controversy. But it's not
Actually,
it's not strictly a porn game, but I do want to buy that Class of '09 visual novel where it's like the two girls in like high school and like they're like, I got to sell the janitor fucking drugs. I sent you the trailer for it, Zach.
I just want it to be known that I only played 2 porn games in 2020 when I beat Craig as Nude Clan host.
And they were...
It was Yogurt and Pieces of My Heart.
Oh, yeah.
And Honey Pop. Sorry, I played Honey Pop for 3.
I turned you on to
3.
I turned you on to all 3 of those games, actually.
You did. So, like, actually, the year I beat Craig, I'm gonna, like, redeem myself, is I had some pretty long games. I had Pokemon Sword, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Darksiders 3, Doom Eternal, Resident Evil 3, Blasphemous, Gree, Pitman Ride sucked, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Shantae and the Seven Sirens, Maneater, Undertale, Last of Us 2, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Marvel's Avengers, which also fucking sucked, Honey Pop, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Helltaker, Ghost of Tsushima, Warhammer Vermintide 2, Yogurt, Streets of Rage 4, and Pieces of My Heart. So I had some long fucking games that year.
Gree is not a long game.
No, it's not, but there's other games that were long. That was my year of the Tomb Raider 2, because I played that entire trilogy because it was so fucking good.
Yeah.
Well, you are the king still, I believe. No, wait.
No, A4's been the king.
A4 is the king?
I'm
Is
literally
A4 king?
right here. Fuck you, by the way.
To be fair,
A4, you're here.
A4's more of a figurehead. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not really a king. He's like Denethor. A4 is Denethor. He just sits on the throne eating his shitty little tomatoes, and we're just like,
I'm
I don't
going
like
to go to
I don't
Burger
like our
King.
kings being this skinny.
I'm going to Burger King by the end of the fuck. I'm getting fat. You can't see it, but I'm getting fat. I'm going to Burger King by the end of the year, and I'm getting a fucking crown, and I'm wearing it on this fucking show by the last episode of the year.
to be fair too, I have beat 2 more games this year than I had the last 2 years, so that's nice.
Honestly,
Yeah,
31
that's
for me
pretty
is
sad.
like rookie numbers. That's nothing.
Yeah, that used to be not much for me either. I'd hit mid-30s pretty regularly.
Well, I was thinking about like when I was competing, like when I wasn't a host, when I was competing with like angry ass black dude and fucking Jake, and just like getting in the triple digits, and it's just like, oh boy, I can't do that shit anymore, dude. I got bills to pay.
I mean, like as well, like I mean, it seems like this year too with Hogib going down, it's just there's not as many people like talking about it in our chat. It seems like as well.
Well,
like, with that,
it's hard to
there
keep
seem at
track
least to
of
be a
it.
lot of people.
Like without Hogib, it's hard to keep track of it unless you're already on like backloggery or how long to beat. So that that definitely doesn't help.
I mean, I mean, like for games, I do it on like in my notes on my iPhone because I have like I do the year and I do what books I've read / listened to, and then what games I've played and beat that year because it's kind of fun to like go back into that.
Yeah. Felicia says
But
I should go beat up Cubby for the hog ring. I don't need the hog ring. All right, I am the hog. It's me. I am the boar.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that. Anyway,
boar extreme.
where are we
A
at?
Boar Extreme.
Oh,
What a
she's also
Are
asking
we
if the
ready?
nude hog plush made the move, Schweiss.
Oh, I think it's somewhere. I haven't unpacked it yet. I think it is. It still exists, I believe.
It's good. At least somewhere the matter continues on.
You believe?
Yeah. It has not been unmade as far as I know. Yeah, I'm ready though. I'm ready for this game.
All right, take it away.
So, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask is a 2000 action-adventure game developed and published by none other than Nintendo for none other than the Nintendo 64. It was the second Legend of Zelda game to use 3D graphics following Ocarina of Time in 98, and it was designed by the team led by Eiji Aonuma,
yeah.
Yoshiaki Koizumi, and Shigeru Miyamoto. They completed it in less than 2 years, which is pretty fast compared to Ocarina.
Because it was an asset
largely
flip.
'cause- Yeah, largely because they just used the same shit that Ocarina did, so it was pretty fast to make.
I mean, yeah.
It takes place right after Ocarina of Time. It's like a couple months later.
One of the few direct sequels in the Zeldas.
It's a couple months later. Is like, you know, because like in Link's he's been alive.
Well,
for
yeah, but
fucking
he has a
forever.
flashback to like young Zelda from Ocarina of Time teaching him the Song of Time or some song.
That's true.
One of the few.
It's just
one of the few like direct sequels that's like in this series.
Yeah.
In Twilight Princess? Don't you use like the ocarina too?
Yeah, but that's more of like just an Easter egg than really like a direct callback to anything.
Oh, gotcha.
So this game is set in Termina, which is like an alternate kind of version of Hyrule, which is obviously the main world of the entire series.
I mean, it's just like, isn't Termina just like an area? It's just like him like traveling.
Yeah, darker, crappier version of Hyrule. That looks basically the same because everyone's still there, you know, the same.
Yeah, but this version actually,
the same people.
This version actually has the Legend of Zelda theme, the overworld theme, which Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, it does.
Weirdly, one of the only songs in Ocarina of Time that's not in there is the overworld theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game story starts out. Link is searching for Navi, who left after the events of Ocarina of Time, and during this time, he's ambushed by Skull Kid, who is a character who's wearing a weird mask, and his two little hood fairy companions, Tattle and Tail. They're like super douchebag, like hardcore fairies. Like Navi was always like, "Hey, listen," and these guys are like, "Hey, fuck you."
Well, technically, they're like ding, 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 ding. They don't even really speak, but
yeah, but they steal your fucking horse and they steal your Ocarina of Time.
Bro, they carjack you. Is what they fucking do, dude.
Yeah, that's why they're the hood fairies, bro. It's like straight up Grand Theft Auto in here.
You came to the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker.
Yeah.
When they slap a little mask on little Linky's face, and he also transforms.
Well, they don't slap a mask onto his face so much as they transform him into a Deku scrub. And he eventually gets the mask because he turns back into a human from that form.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
so... They slap a mask on your face and they turn you into a Deku scrub.
Yeah. You find the mask salesman from the first game. He's kind of like a big deal in this game. He is the one that sends you on your quest to find Majora's mask, which is a mask that he lost track of and the Skull Kid stole from him. And yeah, this guy's got a real bad attitude. I remember a scene where he's super pissed at you because you trick him and tell him that you found the mask, but you didn't. It's kind of dumb. But
he's like shaking you the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you didn't find it? Well, the world's going to end.
Yeah. So then you start out by going to all the areas. It's like the wood, the forest area, the snow area, the water area, and then the weird canyon full of women that was in the first game. Essentially, it's the same place.
Sort of, kind of.
What else do we have?
Clocktown?
Yeah, I guess.
It is like that.
Game is the longest 3 days.
Clocktown is literally the fucking central hub of this entire world. So I mean,
yeah.
So another plot point in this game is that you have 72 hours, which is really like an hour and a half to beat the game.
You could just say 3 days, but
or the world ends because the moon is really shitty looking. It's all like it's got a real puss face and it's crashing into the world. So when you get to the final fight, at the first time you do this, you are prompted to play the theme of time from Ocarina of Time and go back in time 3 days and restart the cycle, which is what you have to do every time the game comes to a close, unless you're ready to beat it, which you're not until the end, obviously.
Or you can also get stuck in a temple and you're like, oh, cool, like, I'm going to get this. And then you grab the monkey princess chick and you have her on you and then you go, fuck, it's almost time. I don't think and you get lost. You get lost on your way back to the temple, to the monkey meeting place, that whatever the city's called, Woodfall. And you go, fuck, well, I guess I'll just rewind the game real quick, because if I go back to the past,
It's called Oakland.
Woodfall, isn't it?
It's called Oakland, Zach.
No, it's not Woodfall. So I'm like, okay, then if I rewind this, then I will be able to have the monkey princess with me, and I will get to take her back to her dad, and then I rewind time, and then guess what? My inventory's gone, and I don't have fucking shit, and all my rupees are gone because I didn't know I was supposed to invest them in the goddamn stock market. And then I realized, oh, go, I have to fight the fucking boss again. Thank God the boss is easy, for one. And then two, thank God you can just go back and just refight the boss to beat it. Bullshit.
I would like to point out, it's not the stock market. It's literally just a bank.
Yeah, with reverse interest rates, because you go back in time and you gain interest. So, kind of weird.
Oh, yeah. I know we're talking about story right now, but okay, I'll save it. I'll save the rant. I'll save it for gameplay. Sorry, Schweiss, go ahead.
So, there's a bunch of giants in this game, and you have to save them.
Oh, they look like the Lorax, dude, if he had, like, extra tall legs.
Yeah, kind of.
They were the Loraxes, dude.
Yeah. As you go through each one of the dungeons, it's kind of like a lot of cryptic dialogue going on, where you kind of figure out that they became the Guardians of Termina, so very similar to like FF7, which is a common motif with, the planet having actual manifestations of beings that protect it from calamity. So you start to piece that together, and then at the very end, you summon them on the eve of the carnival, which is like the celebration at the 72-hour mark. It's not that they're like celebrating the rapture; it just happened to be that time of year.
It's a good thematic tie-in where they're having this big carnival, and at the exact same time, the world's about to end, unbeknownst to them, really.
So
and then you go and you fight. The thing that, like, with the story too, sorry to add a little bit to it, you find out Skull Kid is just fucking shit up everywhere he goes, like, with Majora's Mask, because the Majora's Mask has an evil spirit inside of it, and every time you go to, like, a temple, or you go to, like, somewhere, like, he's corrupted something there, and he started shit, so, like, why you have to go to the temples is you're, like, trying to, like, save these beasts, and get their masks.
The four giants, essentially.
Use later.
Right.
Yeah.
So they come together, they help you stop the moon, and Majora's Mask, like, leaves Skull Kid because he's too much of a bitch. And he can't
That's
do what
pretty
needs
much
to be
exactly
done.
what he says, too. That's, like, almost like not in those words, but that's exactly what he says.
Well, it becomes very clear that Majora's Mask sort of has, like, a will of its own, especially, like, early on when, like, he hurts Tattle, and Tattle joins forces with you.
Yeah. Yeah, so the mask leaves him, and then you fight the mask as the final boss fight. And then, everything gets stopped. The moon stops from falling. The celebration begins. And then
you don't even get to party. They tell you to leave.
Yeah, there's like a little cutscene at the very end where you see Skull Kid like drawing like a picture with Link on like a tree trunk, and that's pretty much it for the story. It's pretty bare bones yet again. Zelda seems to be that way when it comes to the story, as far as I've played anyway. But I will say that I feel like this one made a little more sense to me than Ocarina, because Ocarina, I don't think has really a story at all. It's like Ocarina's like the Dark Souls, and this one's like the Sekiro, where it's like, it's not that the story's great, it's that there is a story, and you don't have to read item descriptions to find it. So I kind of think the story's better in Majora's Mask than it is in Ocarina. I mean, honestly, I think Ocarina, for being a game of such a legendary status, has kind of a stupid story. And this one was easier to follow. It was very basic. It wasn't anything crazy, but I don't know. I thought the story was fine. Again, I'm not talking like mind-blowing, because it is just a Zelda game, which is supposed to be like a call to adventure, which I also don't feel with these games. So I'm just starting to feel like Zelda's just not my thing, man. I don't know. I like the boss fights and shit, but Yeah.
Ocarina of Time has a story. It's very basic. Majora's Mask excels more in like this, like the atmosphere and sort of the feeling of dread that it sort of builds in. Like, oh, the world's gonna end in 3 days, and I have to stop it. So maybe that
It wasn't dreadful. I didn't have a feeling of dread. I had a feeling of unending anger every time I had to restart and redo a temple because I wasn't paying attention at time.
Well,
I
it
only
sounds like
did
a
that
skill issue on
once.
your part.
The water temple fucked me.
Doing this. See, the water temple wasn't the hardest one for me, honestly. Like, again, like the water temple, like for me wasn't too bad, but the boss at the stone temple, I had to rewind and figure it out the second time, because the first time I was like, took it out, and then I just couldn't figure out what I was supposed to be doing, because I kept getting hit with a fireball from behind, and I was like, the fuck, like, and then I kind of like figured it out, but I don't know.
I died to the water temple guy. The fucking like shark dude or whatever the
Piranha?
fuck. Yeah, dude, he was brutal. But then I figured out the timing, and I was like, oh, it's actually not that bad. But his hits were vicious, so that was what was wrecking me the most in the game. Was that fight.
So I mean, like, out of all the bosses in the game, and Majora being counted in that, because there's like, he gets what, like, is it 3? I think it's three different phases for Majora.
Yeah,
when you fight him. Out of all the bosses, the one that I had, which was dumb, that I had the hardest time with, was definitely the twin whatever in the stone temple.
Yeah, I thought those were
Like-
going to be really hard because they hit hard, but I smoked him, man. I was like, oh shit, I was ready for
That
chaos.
Yeah, for some reason, like, that one just for me was the hardest one, and I don't
Did
really
you
have a
the
reason
Giant's
why.
Mask?
I did get the Giant's Mask, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have that many hearts though either. Like, I didn't actively look for side quests or heart pieces. Like, I think altogether I had 2 extra hearts that I couldn't have had. Like,
Oh, really? Jeez.
with pieces. No.
I got a lot of the hearts.
Yeah, I had like no hearts. So like for that, I had like all the hearts you can get up to that point, plus the 2 like altogether that I found for heart pieces, and then I had 3 fairies, and then I freeballed it. So
All right.
it was hard. It was stressful, is what it was. And
Yeah.
then fighting Majora at the end too. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I was guide hounding this one kind of a lot, especially at the end with Majora. I was like, I do not want to do this fight again, dude. Like, I gotta be done with this.
I had to look at the Stone Temple stuff because I was getting turned around. I was like, fuck. I'm like,
Yeah, you
because at the end of the day, like, I beat it Saturday, so I was like, fuck. I'm like, I need to get this done, so I'm like, I'm gonna have to just bite the bullet.
Yeah.
The puzzles in this one are a little difficult. It's a bit obtuse.
Yeah, especially in that stone temple.
Because you turn the whole fucking thing upside down, so it's just like...
Yeah, I just kept
for sure.
confusing Stone Temple for Pearl Jam. That was my problem during this entire game. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The story, I'm not like, even though I do think it's better than Ocarina's, I'm not like blown away by it.
Yeah.
Again, it's pretty basic. There's a lot of the same characters from the first game.
I mean, it's pretty much all the same characters, and even like most of them are like the same name except for like the horse chick. I take it back. The hardest boss to me were the fucking brothers when I had to race them. Those fucking cheating cunts.
Oh yeah, that was.
Dude.
I was getting so mad, dude. I was like, how many fucking terrible racing mechanics are these games gonna throw at me, dude?
I lost fucking 200 fucking jewels to those motherfuckers, and I almost threw my 3DS. I was so fucking mad.
They're called rupees, Zach. Come on.
We're not in India, dickhead. They're jewels. So, I almost threw my 3DS. I was getting so pissed because they were like cutting me off. I'd be running, they'd be like, "Oh!" Like the one was so fucking stupid. I was like in the lead at the end, and then Epona was like, "I'm not gonna jump this fence for you, even though you just did a carrot." And I was like, "Fuck!" So I like had to go around the fence, and the 2 Gorman brothers went up, and the one went in front of me, but like to the side, and so I was like that. Like he was right in front of me. It was bullshit. He like T-boned me, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And that's where I got my 3DS, and I was like, "Oh, it almost hit the wall. I was so fucking done. And that's when I was like, maybe I won't have this beat by Monday because I can't fucking do this shit.
Brulo in the chat says, Schweiss, FF10 is the second best game in the series. How many bad racing mechanics are we going to get in Zelda games, though?
Yeah.
I think referring to the Chocobo racing in FF10.
That is pretty abysmal. That is fair.
Well, what are you going to give story then, Schweiss, as you were talking about that?
I'll probably just give it a 7. I think it's pretty standard. Not bad, not great. Skull Kid's interesting, I guess. Like,
he's
just a character from the first game.
Yeah, for being kind of like a throwaway, like pseudo enemy in the first game. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like he's. Cool. I mean, it's like what Joe was saying about you earlier. How you think, you said you thought you were the villain of the podcast, and you're just you're the Skull Kid. You have Schweiss's mask.
How dare you?
You have Schweiss. You have.
I'm at very least the Ingo of the podcast. All right, I take over the fucking ranch.
You kind of look like Ingo, but you have Schweiss's. You have Schweiss's mask on, and then you think that you're the villain, and then at the end you just fumble it really hard, and Schweiss drops you, and then we have to fight Schweiss at the end. Like, that's how it was. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna mirror your Schweiss. Yeah, that's what it is. It gives you like a cool cul-de-sac though too when you put it on. Like you lose part of your hair. Like
that. You call that a cul-de-sac?
Impossible.
I'm going to mirror your 7 for the exact same reasons. I think I don't know, man. Like I'm trying to be like fair about this because I didn't. I like Majora's Mask is fine, but I didn't like play it as much as I did Ocarina of Time. And yeah, story wise, because mirror your 7 for the same reasons. It's decent. It seems like this. I mean, I don't know if you would even say the stakes are higher because you're gonna kill Termina. It's like I don't give a fuck about Termina. I'll just leave. I'll just run away on my little horse and go back to Hyrule.
Yeah, but
I don't give a shit about them.
It is like an apocalyptic, world-ending cataclysm that like maybe the other games don't really touch on, just sort of atmosphere-wise. But that's just me. I'm technically.
Yeah, I don't know. I think. No, it's fine. I mean, you've played it. If you want to, put your thing in, I think you should.
I'm just throwing in my 2 cents, but yeah.
I think you should. I think it's worth it. I think it's good. Yeah, give it a 7. I mean, stories, it's there. It's bare bones, but it is there. It's not like it doesn't have a story. You get the lore axes and trying to stop the moon from falling and shit like that. Like, it's just, solid 7.
Yeah. All right. So gameplay, like I said earlier, there is a 3-day timer, that basically ticks down to the end of the world, and then you have to restart with the Song of Time, go back in time. You do have the option to cut time in half, so the clock goes half as fast.
Which is killer.
Yeah, if you play the Song of Time in reverse, which is kind of cool. It sounds like shit in reverse, though. Like
they make it work, though. Like the one, like the sped up Song of Time and like the reverse Song of Time still sound like real-ish songs. At least based on the framework of like the Song of Time. So the audio design there is great.
Yeah.
No, I would agree with that. I'd agree with that.
So the interesting thing about this game, though, they took the mask side quest from Ocarina of Time and they made that the entire game, basically.
Yeah.
So it's a very central part of the mask. There are 24 total masks, and there are 3 primary ones that transform you into different races or creatures. The first one is the Deku Scrub. Then you also have a Goron mask and a Zora mask. So you have a side bitch in every port, apparently, of each of these, especially the Zora. The Zora princess wants your fucking dick, bro.
Much like the first game.
Yeah, just like the first game.
Dude, I wanna know, like with story wise, because I guess a spoiler for in the game from the 90s, with the Goron mask and the Zora mask, like that person like died for you to get their face to wear
Yeah,
because you're a
it's kind
serial
of
killer.
dark, huh? Yeah.
It's
So
also
yeah, so I want to know like what Deku Scrub like Skull Kid walked up and just like smashed the head into the ground and just
So,
like fucking
there's a theory for this because
the Deku Scrub.
there's a theory for this because on the way to like when you're going
This
through
is a game theory.
yeah, well, no, when you're going through the tutorial area on the way to Clocktown, there's like the Deku Butler, and he's looking at like the remains of a Deku Scrub that's like a withered kind of tree sort of thing, and it's heavily implied that that's the one that you turn into.
Huh.
Yeah, just
Which yeah, I mean like
But
going back
who
to
is
Schweiss,
it?
it's yeah.
just some.
It's not the hero of a Goron that's been dead, and then it's not the fucking Beach Boy who's playing his fucking guitar.
It maybe
It's not
doesn't
him
hit as
either,
heavy as the
so-
Zora or the Goron ones, but it's still like kind of a darker little detail that you could theoretically infer. Oh, I turned into this guy. That
Yeah.
they show the butler like warning him in the end credits. So I'm just saying, like it's there.
Yeah, one of the other cool things in the gameplay, each time you take on one of these other like masks and become the other character, the Ocarina changes instruments. So like for the Deku Scrub, it's like you become a trumpet player, and so
You
everything
become a
play
whole
on there is
ska
like,
band.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty gay. But yeah, anyway, you
It's why I spend the less time in the Deku Scrub too, is because Scott's for pussies.
yeah, so you play the music through the trumpet. The one for the Goron is like a drum set. He's got like a bongo set. It's like Donkey Konga up in there.
That's exactly what I thought was the Donkey Konga. Like
Of all the
that's
games
exactly
I thought
what-
Schweiss would ever reference, Donkey Konga is maybe the last one.
Yeah, yeah. I saw it once. I never played it. But
Oh,
I
you
saw
didn't?
it.
Oh, I have it. It's great.
No, it looked silly. But and then the
And,
other
like,
one is
Zora- yeah.
Zora. He's got the guitar because he's like a dude that was in a band that died.
But he's got heroic Zora blood in him, though. That's why they sent him out to the pirates.
He's the
because
Dave
like,
Mustaine of Zora's.
Yeah, they kicked him out of the band for pissing on the stage.
Yeah. Then he goes and plays
Nice.
Tornado of Souls, and he gets into the Great Bay Temple.
Yeah.
and he-
Yeah, these guys can't even play that.
So like the fucked up thing too is like when you put these masks on, at least the Goron and the Zora, people think you're that person, and it's like, oh, like
Not to mention the
they're
horrifying
dead.
transition
Like, they're dead.
that you can skip for the most part. But
Oh
the,
yeah,
the horrifying
when you
transition
put it on
to
and
him,
he's
he's
like
like,
screaming,
oh!
you scream because all their memories are flooding into your brain at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It fucked me up as a kid.
Yeah, we can tell.
There is other masks, especially ones like, I mean, there's only one other one that's actually like required, right? Like it's that thieves mask is required to get into the area. So like,
Yeah, I think so. There's
I don't think any of the other ones.
there's like a secret ending and like a secret way to beat the game that's easier if you get all the masks or something. I was reading.
You get
It's if you get 20. If you get 20 masks, you get the fierce deity. Mask.
I thought it's if you get every single mask, but yeah, you get the Fierce Deity mask. Makes the final boss a fucking.
The guide that I read said 20. If you get 20 and give it to him.
I'm not sure. I only got the Fierce Deity mask like once on the 3DS version.
But
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's interesting.
It basically just turns you into Adult Link, but like with a fucking like a Vorpal sword that's like intertwined like DNA.
Oh, isn't it? I read that. It's like it's the Great Fairy Sword is what it is.
Sure, I don't know.
All I know is your butt plug.
All I know is it makes the final boss a fucking joke.
And that's that little like sound she makes whenever you go in there. She's like yanking that thing out. She's got guests. She's a lady, so
she's still terrifying in this game. She's the same as the Ocarina of Time Great Fairy, so she's like, "Whoa!" It's like, oh,
I love
me later.
Her laugh is terrifying, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, there's there's that and another mini game that they have in each one of the dungeons, which I like the dungeons in this game. I think the dungeons are fun, and the boss fights I thought were fun too. Dark Souls straight up ripped off that fucking fight in the tunnel
Goat?
where you've got the
goat, where it's like the dude, like the beast one, where you like have to throw the bombs at him. That guy.
the one where he's like doing the little like twirl in the tunnel, and you have to like fuck him over. It's like straight up out of Dark Souls 1, where he's like running around. I can't remember what he is. He's like a horse or something.
It sounds like goat, yeah.
Maybe it is. I don't.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I don't.
In
Is it long ago this was?
in the goat fight, you're the Goron, and you spin,
Yeah.
You're rolling
spin
after
towards
him. Yeah.
They straight up like Dark Souls straight up fucking stole that fight from them. But like all the boss fights are really intuitive, really cool, really bastardly sometimes. But like I like
They really
the
are,
dungeons,
dude.
and I like the puzzles, and I like the boss fights in these games. Like they're cool. I do.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm assuming you were going to talk about the fairies, though.
Yeah, there's like a little fairy fetch quest in each dungeon. I did the first one, and then I was like, nah, I'm out.
Ha!
so
That's exactly what I did. Same thing. I did the first one, and I was like, fuck this. I don't care about restoring them.
The twin dragon fight kind of. It made a few things kind of tough because I didn't get the like upgraded magic thing, so my magic bar was like fucking.
Oh yeah.
But
Same, yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed all the fights. The masks, certain masks make you like immune to enemies in certain zones. So like the little zombie guys that'll come after you, and like it'll have like a girl shrieking, and then they'll slow walk.
Yeah.
There's a mask you can wear that they'll leave you the fuck alone. There's another
One you have
mask
to. Oh no, that is a required one. Sorry, the Gibdo is a second required mask because you have to use it to do the quest. Sorry, I was like trying to think.
Yeah.
Like I knew there was another required mask.
The
but I can't remember what it was.
yeah, the last temple in this game, it's like you got to be like a fucking traveling merchant, man, to like get this shit done. Like you got to fucking roll up in there with a ton of random items that you just hand over to these zombie creatures, and then
and the one dude like I want a fish, I want milk, and they don't even say it. They're like I want like,
milk, I
something
want
that goes
mommy,
boom.
I want to be held.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, the fetch quest was bullshit. Yeah, it was hella bullshit.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But I luckily I was religiously following a guide because I was like, I got to get this fucking game done, dude. And so it's like, you need to go in with this, and this. And I did. So.
You guys say that, but sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, this is like a fairly obtuse Zelda game. Someone in the chat said this is maybe like the second hardest Zelda game compared to Zelda 2, which is very hard because it's an NES game. But like, this one is fairly difficult. Like, the puzzles are pretty, I don't want to say mind-bending, but they're out there.
Yeah, and they do more than you think they're capable of doing, too. Like, you think, oh, just like with Ocarina, where it's like, there's like a flame, and I can't get the Deku stick over to it to burn this cobweb. Maybe if I shoot an arrow, and you do it, and it's like, whoa, that's too much for this N64.
Well, it really
this one
is.
does the same thing.
It really is like the evolution of like that Ocarina of Time 3D. Let's take the Zelda dungeon puzzles, but like transcribe them into a 3D space. This definitely is like sort of almost the apex of that. Not that, you know, the games that came after didn't do more stuff with it, but like, I want to say that even I had to follow a fucking guide when I played Majora's Mask on 3DS fucking, you know, like a decade ago. It's not an easy game, to be sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to know where to go. It's better than Ocarina in that way, because it tells you, like, hey, go to this area. But there's a lot of stuff in those areas that you're not going to get. And the problem is there's a fucking time limit that if you don't get it done, like if you don't finish the dungeon by the end of the third day, you got to do it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like there's like a feeling of dread that exists. Like, oh fuck, I'm gonna do this water temple twice.
My problem is I would be out doing things like I'd be like, oh, like let's farm rupees or something, or rupees, or like let's do something. So I'd be out doing shit, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the temple, and then I get to the temple, and it'd be like half a day left, and I'd be like, fuck.
Yeah.
I have to like do this shit. Like,
I would always get my like, you know, because it just like all the Zelda games, once you get a dungeon done, it's like, oh, you've got this ability now, and then you think back like, okay, there's all these other areas I can get into now. So I would beat the dungeon, and then I'd go fuck around. I'd restart after beating the dungeon. Then I'd fuck around for like a day and a half or 2 days, and then I'd restart again, and it's like, okay, now it's dungeon time. Yeah. And so that was kind of my formula for this game, is just reset the clock and then go into the dungeon half speed, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, and what I remembered, that's what I would do for sure. But, like, I don't know, I was kind of annoyed at the whole, like, the spring stuff, where it's like you can do things in the spring. So, like, I made sure I got my sword made, but if you really want to explore that area, you have to continually keep beating the boss, and I really don't have the time for that or the wanting to keep doing that.
Yeah.
So for like the whole 3-day thing is fucking annoying. I know it's the gimmick, and I know it's why some little like fake gamer boys are gonna say it's their favorite Legend of Zelda, their favorite game, but it's annoying. It's fucking, the 3 days is annoying. Half speed it's fine, like it helps like even it out, but at that point you don't get to explore it. Like, you don't explore, like you don't get to look at things. And yeah, I guess that's the whole, like, they're making the game quite, longer by doing this, so you have to continue to do these things. But like, it's one of the reasons it wasn't as fun to me as Ocarina of Time was, because Ocarina of Time, like, I made an effort to try to get a shit ton of hearts for the sole fact that I didn't have to restart every 3 fucking days to do something, and things were blocked off again. Like, that's annoying. That's annoying. That's super annoying. And I know it's the gimmick of the game, but it's annoying. And like you're saying, I agree, the bosses were fun. I think the bosses were a step up from Ocarina of Time for sure. I would say a lot of the dungeons are as well, and the certain puzzles they have. But the 3-day mechanic, and losing everything you get, like, it takes 5 seconds to go out in Termina Field, slash up some grass, get all my arrows back and my bombs back, but it's fucking annoying.
Yeah,
when I could be doing something else. And like
especially when that cunt vulture comes by and steals your fucking sword, I'm like, dude, no. I just turn that shit off. I like rage flip that power button on the 64. I'm like, fuck you, stupid douchebag game. And flip it back on and go back out to the field.
There was some RNG stuff that I was like, God, fucking damn it. But just the 3-day thing, dude, it's
weird because like
annoying.
Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns also has it's like 7 days. But that one's like kind of fun because like by the end, because you got to do it like 4 times to fucking beat the game, because it's the final boss is like nuts. But you can restart, right? And like the last time I went through, dude, there's like 7 main story quests, and I did like fucking 6 of them in like 1 day. It was like, it became like it was like a speed run almost. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I just did like 80% of this game in like 2 hours. Like,
well, you sort of like optimize as you figure it out, right?
Yeah. And then like you figure out, okay, these side quests open on this day between these hours, and so like I did everything in that game, and I actually kind of liked that mechanic. It was kind of cool. Plus, I had like extinction events in that game. Like there was like a last one mechanic where you can kill off every person of a species, and as like a human being, that like turned me on too. I was like, yeah, you mean I could just
it's the same reason you like Conan.
Forever.
You're like, okay, I have extinction at my hand and slavery, so
yeah, it's like I get to be the white colonial I've always dreamed of being.
All I ever wanted.
And like that game was awesome, and it had a very similar mechanic, and that's what I had heard when we played Lightning Returns. Is like, oh, it's like Majora's Mask, and of course that to me meant absolutely nothing. Yeah, but like, I mean, the story sucks.
Oh yeah,
in Lightning
but now you
Returns,
have that frame of reference of
like well done time games. Yeah, it was like 10 days or some shit.
It's just, it was, yeah, I do like it honestly, man.
And I didn't even think to put money in the bank, because why would I? I put money in the bank and then I go back 3 days. Like, okay, well the money shouldn't be there, but no, it is, and you get interest. So I'm like, what? So I wasted a lot of rupees that way. But I did upgrade my bow, my quiver. I upgraded the bomb bag. Like I was doing the side content. So I feel like this game, gameplay wise, is probably a little bit better than Ocarina. for two reasons. One, completely on me, because I got used to the games because of Ocarina, and they kind of play similar. Like, there's like a Zelda feel to these, at least these two games. And it's like, okay, now I kind of understand what I'm doing in this game. Like, I get it, you know?
The fact that this game is basically just Ocarina of Time 1.5.
Yeah,
come on.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. There's a caveat to that. I'm not saying it's better necessarily. I'm saying that it was easier for me and I got it more.
Yeah, no, and I would agree with that, especially because like I'm coming off and playing Ocarina of Time straight into this. Like, it was definitely the same mechanics, the same button layout. Like, it was, you know,
The same NPCs, the same...
same NPCs. So
No, the graphics were better. I had to spend $50 on a fucking graphics enhancer for the N64. I thought I had one, but
I was going to say, how did
apparently
you not have that?
Dude, apparently the little thing I had was just like the gotcha. This is just the little fucking the little fake slot. This is like the spacer that we shove in and give it a fancy name, but it actually does zero things.
Okay.
So I had to first of all, I had to do that. Secondly, I had to take the game apart, like the fucking cartridge itself, because it still wasn't working. And there's like a little metal thing to kind of separate the bottom from like the chaos of the world, you know, like the cartridge opening. And I had to take the metal thing out because otherwise like something was touching and the game wouldn't work. So the game is like, and of course, like a fucking retard, I put it back in like backwards and I'm like, what the fuck? It's not going. And like, it was a little off, and then I like snapped a couple of the pieces of plastic, and so now, dude, this fucker is like loosey goosey over there. Like, I could shake it and it would fall apart completely. It's fucking copy of Majora's Mask.
If you got the expansion pack, did you at least get like a copy of Perfect Dark or like Donkey Kong 64 out of it?
I do have Donkey Kong 64. I already had it though.
Don't play it though. It's not good.
I remember the multiplayer being awesome.
Well, yeah, the multiplayer's awesome because it's just GoldenEye, but Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I know, but I remember. That's why I loved it.
Going back to gameplay. Sorry. This was really
Good.
No, fuck you, actually.
Okay. Bet.
This game is cool. I like it.
So, okay, go back to gameplay. Boss-wise, like you were saying, they're good. They're more fun. Fuck Majora. Like, when you actually fight Majora in his third his reiteration, because fuck those tentacles, dude. I don't know. I couldn't block. I had my shield out, and I couldn't block, like, regardless. So, like, that's where I thought I was going to have to redo this fight. But luckily, I got him the first time and took him out. But I had to fucking roll like a goddamn madman while these fucking whips are, like, fucking slamming past me, and Link's fucking screaming, which ended up being me screaming at my game as I'm, like, rolling around and, like, hitting him with a sword. Like, it was shitty.
So you're saying
I just, like...
Majora's third phase is as hard as Millennia's second phase in Elden Ring?
Yeah, it is 100%. No, just kidding. But like it was Majora. Like, that third phase was like Majora's hentai, dude. Those tentacles were coming from my ass, and I was scared.
You were screaming.
I was running. But yeah, like, it was just nuts because I was like, the first thing I was like, when there's the mask, I'm like, easy. Because then, like, the four masks attack you, you fucking reflect it back, easy shit. I was like, that's chill. Second phase, he's a pussy, just a little crack addict, runs around the map, and you can just shoot him, then hit him. Easy. And then fucking Pornhub comes out, and he just fucking is relentless, dude. That's where I lost two of my fairies.
You know that third boss phase is happening when you hear that fucking drum solo?
Dude, it was terrible. Like, it was hard,
like,
man. Like, I couldn't believe it.
If this is the fucking AutoCAD teacher with the Rush song that plays when it's cleanup time back in Springville Middle School, or if this is fucking final boss fight.
I don't have the context, but what Rush song did he play?
It was Tom Sawyer.
It's a good song.
Did you have that guy?
No, but like that sounds vaguely familiar enough.
He played Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd.
Oh, well, that's much better than what he played for my year, which was fucking Tom Sawyer every time. Just,
Yep, had the same guy.
I mean, if I'm being honest
That
here,
was a
Rush is
wild
better than
memory that
Pink
you just
Floyd,
pulled
but
me
that's
back
just
to
me.
right away.
Yeah,
So-
well, you're welcome for that.
What the fuck did you just say for? You want to get slapped again?
Rush is better than Pink
Again.
Floyd. Fucking
Come
fight me.
on, dude. Rush is so lame.
Rush is great, and I will
You know
not
what?
have
I will
anyone
fight you,
refute
and
this.
I will win because you're a fucking Rush fan, you little bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to fight me because I'm going to be moving in time signatures you can't fucking understand, dude.
I'm gonna give gameplay a 7, I think.
All right, I'm gonna give it an 8. But you go ahead and give your reasoning.
Fuck the 3 days, dude. Fuck me losing shit every 3 days. Like, I get it. I get it. I do. It's their little, like, this is what makes us special. And then it's what those, like I said, those fake gamer boys that are like, yeah, this kid's no, it's not. It's not good. That doesn't make it
The
good.
guys who like craft beer that
Yeah,
pretend they like it.
And Rush.
Like, I'm like, listen, I'm
Yo,
sorry
shut
to, like...
the fuck up. Rush is better than craft beer.
Listen, like, and I feel like the
don't
reason
think
at least
that's even
that
true.
these kids like Majora's Mask so much is because while it was the only solace they had when their parents were fighting, because I mean it was the cheapest Ocarina of Time. Like you couldn't get Ocarina of Time for a good price. It was Majora's Mask 'cause it sucked. And so while their parents were yelling and screaming and like the dad was throwing shit at the wall, they were playing the game, being like, "It's okay. If we just go back 3 days, Daddy will be happy." And that's why they have this. Well, you know, this love of a game that's clearly inferior to its predecessor. And
Yeah.
7, dude.
I mean,
I almost
that's
gave it a
true.
6. I almost gave it a 6, but I wanted to be fair because I still, mechanic-wise, like with like gameplay, I had fun. It was just the 3 days that were pissing me off. So that's where my 7 is coming from.
All right. Yeah. I think the gameplay is a little bit smoother than Ocarina. I think they definitely improved on some things. I like the puzzles. I like the boss fights. None of them were really hard. The last fight, I was getting very angry, but I didn't die. I got
Majora?
very close. Yeah, he was robbing me of my fucking.
I feel
at the
like
beginning, but
if I remember right too, I mean, like, doesn't he have one extra phase than Ganondorf does, or Ganon does in Ocarina? Because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Ganon has 2. But like, I mean, going back to gameplay, like with bosses, I mean, it's Legend of Zelda is fairly simple. With at least these 2 games, it's 3 hits and they're down. At least one phase is, and 3 hits and they're down. It's nothing new, but I mean, was it the snake guys? It's 4, and I was like, oh fuck, I thought I was done, and then I had to go back in, and then I mean, Majora's having an extra like thing, like, and it isn't a bad thing at all. Like, it's cool, like, to have it be different.
it's just a little scary. It's like, God, dude, I'm
Yeah.
so tired of like multi-staged final bosses just like coming from my,
I mean,
my anus.
This is coming from the
Dude.
the Elden Seki Soulsborne.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're like the Soulsborne guy who, like, fucking halfway through every boss transforms into, like, their other face.
Yeah, I mean, that's different though than like fucking straight up. Okay, you won. Nah, now I'm like a demigod. Oh, you won? No, now
That's
I'm a
just
god.
every
oh, you
fucking
won?
Soulsborne game. What are you
Now
talking
I'm
about?
God. Now I'm
think
just God. Capital
I
G.
think it's nuts that Majora went from a mask to using bath salts to a porn actor. Like, though, that was the 3 transitions of Majora before you kill him
Yeah.
and then send his ass to
mean,
hell.
I'm just all these Kingdom Hearts games. It's the same thing, man. It's like, okay, here's the boss. Okay, now here's the boss, like son of God. Okay, now I'm like God of the Jews and the Christians and the Muslims all combined, and you have to kill me. And then the game's over, and it's like, fuck.
And then here comes...
Fuck!
Yeah,
Can I just
yeah,
kill you
but see,
and be done,
but then-
please?
But the thing is you hit that where it's like, I'm the god of everything, and then here comes Schweiss with his little nail guns, and you just staple him to a tree and you win. Like, that's all it was.
Yeah. Easy.
So he's like the fat guy from High School of the Dead with the nail gun.
Yeah.
Nothing. All right, fine. Watch High School of the Dead. watch High School of the Dead.
Okay, so those two don't watch
I
anime.
really don't think I will.
I watch good anime.
Oh, it's anime? I definitely won't watch it.
It's anime directed by a hentai artist, so it is flopping boobies all over the place.
Nice.
Yeah, which Joe
is scared by female mammary glands,
anatomy.
so
Yeah.
you won't watch that.
I just have never heard of it. It was a random. I don't know. Like, did you think in your like small circle of two friends that you have in Philadelphia?
No. High School of the Dead was a big thing in 2010. High School of the Dead was a big thing in 2010. Just
Look, I was class of 2009 and I graduated early, so I don't know what 2010.
yeah, because you were too retarded for normal school. What do you want?
You graduated early
Yeah, I got my GED, but so kind of
with your disability. No shit.
yeah. I mean, I was kind of when Cameron and Joe or Cameron and Craig had a summer break. I was kind of jealous. I was like, "Fuck, I wish I had a summer break, but I have to work every fucking day."
You're very
you guys are gonna love it. Just enjoy your last year before you get the soul sucked out of you by being an adult and having to work 5 days a week with no summer.
Anyway, I sent a GIF of High School of the Dead to the general chat in the Discord of a sniper bullet being fired between a girl's undulating boobs. So feel free to watch that later.
This sounds like quality stuff.
It is. Honestly, it is.
God, dude, I miss having a summer break, dude. Fuck.
I miss having a break in general.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I take time off work, but then I don't make as much money, so then it's just sad.
I also take time off work, but at some point I have to fucking conserve that for the end of the year. So
I do nothing but work and play Kingdom Hearts. That's all my life consists of.
Yeah.
Is there another?
I hate it.
You go to work and you're just like, the door to darkness is opening.
Have I showed you guys my Google Calendar? Because it literally just has work and then blocks of Kingdom Hearts everywhere.
You sound like a serial killer.
Dude, I'm so focused. I said after the marathon, I'm going to have one goal and one goal only. I'm going to beat these fucking games as fast as humanly possible.
So anyway, what is next? Graphics and design or sound and music?
Sound and music. So similar to most things in this game, the sound and music is very similar to the first game. I do like the new remixes we get for each of the tracks. There are new, unique songs to this world, to this game. Generally, the songs that teleport you, the reverse songs, cool idea.
Like the Oath of Order is new.
Yeah.
The Song of Healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple new tracks. Obviously, you've got the classics from Ocarina of Time, like the Song of Time, which is a great little piece. And then, yeah, I don't know. I think the sound of music's fine. I mean, I like the soundtrack, even though it is very similar to the first game. There's a couple new tracks, like I said, but it's all old school N64 sounds, stuff like that.
And it was
voice acting.
Yeah, I mean, as well, it was cool to have the different like instruments when you're playing like some of the songs too. So I mean, like you did get that little extra, as well.
Yeah. It wasn't as good as The Last of Us Part 2's, classic section where you get to sit and play guitar forever.
Yeah. I mean,
fingers.
I do think, I was going to say, the parallel between Link trying to play the ocarina with his fucked up hand at the end after, Majora's Mask has an hour and a half extra gameplay it didn't need.
Only an hour and a half?
Yeah.
To where you lose your fingers and then have to play your ocarina, but you can't play it right, so none of the songs work. Very touching.
Yeah, so you basically lose permadeath.
Fucking
If only that happened.
Last of Us 2, man.
If only it ended with her trying to play Rock Lobster by the B-52s. Like that fucking... that bit in Family Guy. We were at the beach. Everybody had magic towels. Anyway.
Yeah, but then she can't, so she blows her brains out, and that's how the series ends.
Imagine
Yeah,
blowing
that's
your
such a-
brains out to a B-52s song.
Dude, if they make a third Last of Us game, I just like don't
They're
know.
going to.
Bro, it's gonna be such bullshit. She's missing her fingers. How is she gonna fucking shoot her gun?
It's going to be about how Neil Druckmann hates Palestinians even more than he did when he made Last of Us Part 2.
Dude, it's gonna be so stupid unless I can like she better get like an Ash style chainsaw hand from like Evil Dead in that game with her fucked up gimp hand now to like do something interesting.
No, it's gonna be like a powered dildo, like one of those that like shakes back and forth.
Yeah.
Because she's a
gonna
lesbian.
turn into like Dead Island or some shit.
No, just because she's a lesbian.
Such a crazy, fun game to play, but such a betrayal of a story, dude. Like, so ridiculous.
That's the worst part.
Yeah, it sounds like a Naughty Dog game, if I'm being honest. But
Really fun, but terrible.
actually,
Well, and like the worst part too is like they made the person that I hated the most in that game series the most fun character to play as. Like, and I don't hate her because people are like, she's ripped or
Again.
she's this. I hate her because she killed Joel and she's a cunt.
we've said
There's
it on,
the two reasons I hate her, and
we've said it on the show before, but I remember being on call when you got to the part where she kills Joel, and you were like actually mad. You had to leave.
I did.
PlayStation
I had to
voice
leave. I had to go on a walk. I had to go up and I had to leave and I was very upset. That was my bro. He was the main character, and you played as him, and he was great. And then and then they make you play as this bitch who I'm like gunning to die the entire game, and she was better to play as than Ellie.
Yeah.
She was so much better, way more fun.
Okay, but what
And
about
then
the part
you don't
where
even know-
Dicks, fucking dicks, dude.
what about the
Unnecessary,
what about
unnecessary sex scene.
what about
unnecessary?
what about the part where how about the audio and music when Skull Kid takes a golf club to Princess Zelda's head in Majora's Mask?
It was a betrayal to the story.
Yeah,
like,
or
honestly.
the meaty sound of Skull Kid moving Link's big balls out of the way as he hits him from behind.
Hey. Dude, I
Fucking-
just
It's like someone tossed a summer sausage across the room and you caught it in one hand, just fucking meat slap, and then enter.
okay, but like, okay, that sex scene is one out of fucking nowhere. Nowhere. They
What,
did
the one
not need
between
to do
Link and
that.
Skull Kid?
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
totally
was
not
nuts.
expecting that.
It took dude, listen. It takes Deku nuts to an all new level.
Yeah, we thought it was Deku Scrub. He was giving him the Deku Rub. Like,
I just okay.
Just
No,
like
sorry.
Pinocchio,
we gotta go.
but
We gotta go back and talk about
not
it.
his
because
nose.
We're also reviewing Last of Us 2 again. Dude, the sex scene is ridiculous because like one, why? Two, he went in dry. Like they're just there and like
Three, she's gay. Like,
dude, all the face capture for that is terrible. Like it looks so bad.
yeah,
But then,
it's like straight out of Horizon Zero Dawn. Just fucking like.
But, like the thing that blows my mind away the most on that whole entire like thing is they had the sex scene just to give her post nut clarity to save the kids in the fucking like to help what's his name, like Lev or whatever the name is. I can't remember, or Len or something like that. I just blows me away. And then to have the balls to have her be upset that her friend that just fucking plowed her is dead. And then it's like, oh, you killed his pregnant girlfriend. It's like, you cheated on her. What do you care? You fucked
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, but what
You
about
don't give a
those?
shit.
Okay, but what about the aftermath
Ridiculous.
of the sex scene between Link and those two dancer girls in Clocktown that are there at night?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
I didn't do
When he
that.
pulled out
Okay,
the
how
big gun,
about
it was like-
how about the aftermath of the sex scene between the kid who got turned into a kid and his like lover who's still an adult? How about that, Zach? How was the
I didn't
sound
do
and
that.
music
I
of
didn't-
that?
I didn't do the side quest for that either.
Okay, how about the Sound of Music of when Link sits on the toilet in the hotel and the hand comes out asking for paper?
I thought the one that like stood out to me the most was when Link gets like the Fierce Deity mask and he leaves Deku Kid and then he jacks off in a peach. I thought that was very artistic and that was the truest portrayal of emotion in
when
Majora's
Fierce
Mask.
Deity Link was fucking sitting in under his rock watching gay black and white French films.
I still think the best thing, the thing that would have made that movie like hilarious is if like they would have had a long drawn out scene of him like almost eating the peach and like and then at the very end he bites the peach and it's just like a cum ocean, like it just comes out of the peach and it's like going down his chin and then the scene
Like
ends.
the fucking elevators in The Shining, like it's just overflowing with cum.
I was thinking,
what the fuck?
I was thinking of Scary Movie 2 where he's like lower, and like fucking shoots her into the ceiling, but it's like that with the peach where it's just
Yeah, but instead it's like the dude's
God.
dad. It's the dude's dad that like eats.
or he
Army
could have,
Hammer's fucking
or
cum.
he
cum
could have,
peach.
or he could have made a pie out of the peach.
I think one of the first off, I don't like that movie, and I don't understand why it's.
But
beloved
Joe, it's
by,
like your
film style.
autobiography.
Shut the fuck up. No. I don't. So there's multiple reasons not to like it, but I mean, the peach scene is memorable. Don't get me wrong. It's one of the most memorable things I've ever seen in my life. It also almost made me throw up in the movie theater when I watched that movie.
It's the only thing I think of when I start jacking off.
and Army Hammer going for that fucking peach. I was like, no.
Yeah. It's like we would have got the reaction. We would have got the reaction that I got out of Joe when in that fucking movie Don't Breathe. She shoves the fucking turkey baster cum into his mouth and then squeezes it. He's like, yeah! We're fucking in the movie and he's over there just yelling and writhing in pain.
Yeah.
Believe oh my God. No, but like one of the dumb things about that movie is like when the boy is like when the dad has kind of figured out what his son has been doing, and he's like, he basically has like a moment of like, I was gay too. I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of a twist? Is that a twist?
Yeah.
I
I
thing
remember
that
being young,
I
gay.
I remember being young and also really gay.
the only thing is I don't
Remember,
like.
Schweiss, don't you remember that time when you were once gay
Yeah.
and now,
Schweiss,
now I got kids.
but you know,
You got more
once
kids
upon a
than
time
you
you were
count.
gay too. And you
That's
can
what I
bond with your
assumed.
son about being secretly gay.
Your wife
That's
is
like
like, your wife is like, I'm pregnant again, and you're like, I'm gay. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, that's what I
Can't be
assumed
mine.
every time you and like Joe do a Ultimate Final Fantasy like little podcast thing is I just assume it's your Brokeback Mountain. Like
Brokeback Bakery.
I just like it, but like Scary Movie 3, where like it's the little bit about the nuts and they're like grabbing nuts, and then it's the scene outside of the tent, and the tent's just like.
what I was gonna say though is I don't understand after watching that movie and Dune, I don't understand how they connect with Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah,
I know it's there, but I don't know how to like.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
know, you know.
What did you think about the sound and music in "Call Me by Your Majora's Mask"?
I think it gets an 8. A lot of recycled stuff. But I liked the new instrumentals, and the new themes were good too. I liked them.
Yeah, I like that. I think an 8's good. I don't think any of the music is annoying or like it doesn't like overstay its welcome in a way where it's like this is fucking annoying. You know, not like the 3-day thing, but I don't know. I feel like 8's solid.
I'm still imagining the dude's dad biting the peach and just like a shitload of cum just like pouring out.
of course you are.
But the best part is like he was like, I remember when I was gay. So what if that's like his catalyst is that he
He
becomes
doesn't
gay?
say that exactly. The movie's better made than that. Like it's an extremely well made movie that I fucking hate. But like they're basically like hinting the whole. I don't think anybody actually says it all the way through, but it's been a long time, obviously. But I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure like they're like there's like a good close up on the dad when he's like talking about his old friend or something like that.
And he's getting like that cum each.
Oh, so his dad is also gay. So there's just a gay gene going rampant in this family.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know, like the roll of the dice seems, I don't know, the statistics on that seem
Skewed.
incredible. They seem incredible. That's all.
Yeah, it's like light year.
Also, his
having a
dad being
lesbian
like,
grandma.
it's so cute you're having a relationship with that adult man, you teenage boy, you.
Yeah,
like, that's just-
35-year-old
that movie's
man.
just about grooming, dude. It's disgusting.
Well, all gay people are
And
pedophiles.
no
We
one
already knew
talks-
this, but
No one talks about that angle about like Army Hammer being a fucking predator in Italy, grabbing this child by the crotch in a wide shot, the most uncomfortable wide shot I've ever seen.
again, gay man. It was implied. It was already implied. Like we already knew. Hot Sauce Hefe Hot Sauce Hefe says that it make a gross Gushers commercial referring to Schweiss talking about the peach and the cum coming out. And then he also says a lot of cum in the video game review.
Yeah, weird amount of.
If you
cum.
haven't listened to Nude Clan before, welcome.
Welcome to Cum Clan.
It's cumtacular.
I really hated in this game when I had to play the song of cum and go back in time and I'm just covered in cum.
Yeah, and I'm just cum with my cum brothers, like flowing into my mom. I hated that part.
You took it to a way weirder place than I ever thought. What do you think about the
way back
graphics?
in
What is a
time.
cum brother?
It's the other little sperm that are like running
racing
along
against.
with me.
I thought you were just trying to say
By
you
the
were
way-
like what is it the what is it called, the fuck, what, never mind, there's a term.
Eskimo brother.
There you go. Yeah.
I don't think I ever mentioned on this podcast how that's how I know my dad's sperm is really weak, is that I'm the one that won.
Yeah.
I think that was cemented for your father when you went to art school. Like anything else you could have done.
Fair. What do you think about the graphics and cum in Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask?
I mean, it made me buy a fucking special storage.
Card.
Yeah. A new card for
Honestly, dude, I played it on 3DS, so it looked the exact same as Ocarina of Time.
You bought a fleshlight for your N64 choice?
Yeah. What can I say?
Just emoting Skull Kid the whole time. He's like, fucking Skull Kid.
Guilty.
Guilty. I don't know.
It's your job to know. Fucking.
I know. Shut up. I don't get paid for this. It's not my job.
Yeah, we don't actually pay Zach.
Yeah, I'm.
You don't pay me either. What?
Yeah, wait
Yeah.
till your plane ticket is paid for.
But yours is for clout because you're an artist.
I have more followers than Nude Clan ever did.
It's exposure.
Hey, easy. You don't know our numbers.
I said had, and then Elon
Oh,
nuked my
yeah.
fucking 10K account, and now I'm back down to 300.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. It fucking sucks. What do you think about the graphics and cum in Majora's Mask?
Yeah, did you say something about his freakishly named children or his, like, disgusting girlfriend?
No, I don't know what I got popped for because every time I ask, they wouldn't fucking tell me. So, whatever. There's 10,000 followers down the fucking drain.
Probably just porn retweeters.
Probably, but it's a number. What do you think of the graphics and cum in Majora's Mask?
I think
it
that
looks
makes
good.
sense as to why Majora's Mask stuck to Skull Kid's face is because it was caked in cum.
Yeah, it was Army Hammer's cum that really kind of glued this story together.
Oh,
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, like fuck it. The thing is, like, mine was on the 3DS. It looked the same as Ocarina of Time. I mean, I'll give it a.
It looks a little better than the N64 version, but not that you can tell.
Yeah. The boss designs are cool. I actually did like the Majora's Mask, like his 3 different designs, is because he did look different each time he transformed, which is dope. The bosses were cool looking. I mean, I feel like they're gonna lose a point from me because it just reused like every single character from Ocarina of Time, except for like Zelda and Sheik and some of the other main ones for like all the townsfolk because they're the same exact people. Tingle is in there, yeah, a little gay boy. He's in there. Man, I think I'm gonna give graphics and design an 8. I think it was there's a lot of really cool stuff, but the moon is creepy.
Yeah.
I don't like his hillbilly teeth. I think that loses a point for graphics and design.
Yeah, it's hard to be scared of him a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'll give it an 8. I give it 8. 8's a solid number. It's good. I mean, it's, it's not like it's Sea of Stars. Like, it's not like their, art. So I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, this one had a little more of a personality. I don't know if I really like that personality so much, but it does look better than Ocarina for sure. 2 years and a $50 expansion bay will do that, but plus you gotta fucking perform surgery on the fucking cartridge to make it even work at all. But yeah, I mean, it looks better. The world is cool. The bosses all look awesome.
Yeah, they got the Loraxes. I keep forgetting about the Loraxes that catch the moon coming down.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I like the way it looks. I think it looks good. For, like, N64, thinking how old this thing is, like, this game looks pretty good. It really makes me realize just how shitty, like, Sony games actually look. I mean, I think they're all better. Like, the PlayStation 1 and 2 I love way more than the GameCube and the N64, but, like, it really does show, like, this is a 23-year-old game, and it actually looks pretty good. Like, considering how old it is. So they were pushing it. And obviously they pushed it beyond the limit, and you had to fucking pony up, but... I
would imagine, like, Christmas Day, your parents buy you Majora's Mask, like, you open it, you're fucking stoked. You're gonna play this Legend of Zelda sequel, like, you're super stoked. You put it in, you can't fucking play it because they didn't buy you the expansion pack.
I feel like it almost came with the expansion pack, but I'm not sure.
A lot.
And also, you're poor, and you're just like, parents are like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, because it tells you, like, hey, you need to put the expansion bay in. And I was like, oh, fuck. The what? And then the one that's in there is like the something bay. And then I look into it online, and it's like, yeah, it's actually nothing. I'm like, what? Why is it in there then? I thought I had it. I thought I had the bay, man, but I got this fucking fake bay. Just like a butt plug for the 64 that it just always has in. Like,
that's really what it is, because, like, yeah, it doesn't do fucking shit. It's like, why would you even put anything in there?
Yeah, I do like the idea, though, and I think that is a good end game for consoles. You make them slightly upgradable, like make it easier to get parts out, and then it becomes kind of the best of both worlds. Like it's almost like a PC.
Like with the new like, what is it, PlayStation 5 Mini, where you can like take off the fucking disc reader on that shit.
I haven't looked into that at all.
Dude, crazy.
Maybe Majora's Mask didn't come with the expansion pack, but it made it very clear on the box that it was required. So
yeah, I feel like it was probably a Doom 3 moment though, where like fuck, I wanted to play this game, but this game is like a monster. I can't play it. I'm like, PC is too much. I mean,
you know what though? It kind of feels like that needing that expansion pack is the equivalent now of like buying a game, like being like, oh, I'm gonna buy the physical copy of like fucking Final Fantasy 16, and you pop it in, and then you have a fucking forever fucking download that's like, you can play in 3 hours.
Yeah,
sort of.
And you know what I got with my PS2? I got like a couple seconds of like, and then like weird sounds, and then I got the classic little like PS2 sound, and then I was playing the game. It was crazy.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the red screen where it's like, you need to put a fucking disc in, motherfucker.
Yeah, don't put this purple disc in me again. Okay, I know it says it's a PS2 game, but that ain't no PS2 game. You throw that away. I had some NBA game that was like blue or purple.
I definitely have like, some like blue bottom PS2 games. I want to say, Mr. Mosquito is one of them. Maybe
it is. It is, yeah.
How do you know? How the fuck do you, of all people, know Mr. Mosquito?
Dude, I rented it. I forever rented it from the Hollywood Video in Springville. I rented it and then I moved.
Dude,
I don't think I still have it, but I played
my
that.
copy
I was
of
trying to
Mr.
get
Mosquito,
tits.
I want to say, still has a Hollywood video sticker on the disc.
They're the only people that bought it. as far as I can
Apparently.
tell. But yeah, I played that game. I wanted to see boobies, and you can almost trick yourself on the one where the chick's in the bath, because like the water
Yes,
is
that delicious nubile 15-year-old Japanese girl in the bath. You can fucking
Look.
see your titties.
I'm
Man,
not a
when you're
pedo, I was
when you're
also
that
50.
age, yeah, you're that age.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I fucking love Mr. Mosquito. It's a weird fucking game.
Yeah,
I want to say NBA Street was also a fucking a blue game.
like a blue disc. Yeah,
I wanna say,
like my
yeah.
PS2 was just like, no, I'm not gonna read that. Come on, that's like blue. Yeah, so it would just like be like, nah, sorry.
Yeah, NBA Street's a blue game. So there you go.
Yeah, so weird.
I like how he just pulled that out of his ass. Like he was just like sitting there and he's like, "This game," and he just finds it.
That game is awesome. I like NBA Street.
That's just it's interesting. What's next?
Replayability.
I don't want to nuke it, dude.
Brulo in the chat says, "Look, I wasn't a pedo then," quoting you, Schweiss. same energy as she's not my stepsister.
We're not actually related, so
That's the anime excuse, dude. They're always like, "Oh, you're not blood related, so it's fine."
Honestly, Brillo comes in clutch a lot. Like, with,
Brillo is
comments
like top
that,
commenter.
fucking. Oh.
So
If you take anything from me as a host, Brulo, I wanted you to know that I appreciate you as a person.
Yes, same
Through
here.
chat.
Yeah.
Even though Brillo probably clowns on me more than anyone else on this fucking show, but like
Yeah,
I love
for
it
sure.
every time. So how
he gets more mad at you than Joe does, which is crazy.
how likely are you to replay Majora's Mask? Have you replayed Majora's Mask?
I have not replayed it. I might. I've thought about doing a Zelda podcast before, and we've actually sat
you
down
don't
and
say.
done some of the stuff, and we have a fantastic name
What is
picked
it?
out. A link to the podcast was the name we had for it.
That's
Oh,
actually
fuck,
pretty good.
that's good.
Yeah, I know. It's like so good that I almost want to do it, but I
listen, if you do Legend of Zelda podcast, let me know, because I might be interested.
Hot Sauce Hefe says you replayed this game 4 times to beat the dungeons.
yeah, that's fair.
Oh, fuck, that's true. Damn you, Hot Sauce Hefe.
Don't let him get into your head. That doesn't count.
I need to see what you're giving it before I decide if mine's too mean. Like, I need to...
Wow,
I need
coward.
To make
I'm gonna give it a 6. I mean, the boss fights are fun. The puzzles are good. It would be cool to go back and try to get all the hearts, all the heart pieces. There's a lot of them that are like way up in the sky that I have no idea how the fuck you're supposed to get those. There weren't as many side quests in this one. I didn't feel like there's a couple.
At least that we found.
Yeah, and like the one of them was pretty fun. That like UFO one. We didn't even talk
The
about
fucking
that.
alien one was fucking
That
funny.
one's really good. That one freaked me out as a kid.
I failed it multiple times though, so I was getting pretty mad. But it was still a good one.
I failed it once, but like I couldn't understand why I failed it. Like I didn't think they like had got to like the farm, so I was like
Yeah.
kind of confused as to why I failed it. But
It's also
Yeah,
creepy because
and I
the
mean-
fucking the aliens look like the fucking Flatwoods monster, which is like a cryptid.
Yeah, they're freaky looking dudes. But there's a lot of little stuff in this game, like a lot of collectibles. You can get more jars, that was what you get from this one. She gives you like a jar of milk. Yeah, and you can use that jar to capture fairies later, which is like the thing I always used.
Yeah.
Although I think the potions might actually be a better bang for your buck. Because you can use them more than once, but I always just did the fairies just for the full.
I mean, because the fairies, you don't have to actively be like looking at your hearts. Like if you die, the fairy revives you. It's so much
This was
easier.
also the era where Zelda games were like, oh, empty bottles are like the most OP fucking item you can get because they have so much usage.
But I liked doing like, I went and bought a bunch of the little plant seeds from the fucking little groaner dude in the Deku village who's like, oh. It's like got like fat guy sounds that he makes. And so I went around, and every time I found one that I could plant, I did that, and then I poured the water on it just to try to figure out what it was. Usually it was almost never worth it. The time that I fucking spent trying to figure it out. But like I was actively trying to do stuff like that in this one. I was like, hey, I get these games a little more. And so some of this might be necessary. And yeah, I got a bunch of rupees, but when your max is 99, it doesn't fucking matter if you can pick up a 50 because you're already like 60.
You gotta get that. You gotta get that Giant's wallet.
Mine was I only got up to 200, so I got like the second one. But then I would get 200, and then if I was like in an area that I didn't need to like do like temple shit, I would just hurry and fly back to Castletown and just dump them in the bank and then go back out.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff to do. So I'll give it a 6. I don't know if I want to play it again. I don't think it's a bad game by any stretch of the imagination, but I just don't. I think this one's even less for me than Ocarina. I don't know if I like Zelda. It's not.
I want to do a Zelda podcast. Wait, I hate most of these games.
Yeah, they're all mid. But it's almost like, fuck, man. It's like and no matter what they do, it's always like the greatest thing ever with Zelda. And so it's almost like a hipster move to just bag on it a little bit, but that's kind of how I feel almost. It's like, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim comes out with a game-breaking glitch when you touch water in a cave. It has like a 97. Like, what? 97? That's like perfection, not, oh, well, as soon as they patch out this game-breaking bug, I can play the game. No. It's like perfect from the get-go, not fucked up immediately, but still pretty good.
You could say the same thing about like The Witcher in that.
Yeah,
but The Witcher 3 has all these fucking massive glitches, but it's fucking hailed as one of the best games too.
These are the same people that are giving Starfield a fucking like 9 out of 10, and it's like Starfield is like mid at best. So,
yeah. So I don't know. I like these games, and I like the idea of like it's similar to a lot of stuff. I enjoy media that spans a large chunk of time. And Zelda being from the 80s till, this year. I think this year was when Tears of the Kingdom came out, right?
It was, it was this year.
Yeah. And so, like, things like that interest me just because it's cool to see the evolution of the type of thing. So, like, the Bond movies I all really like. And it's like, I like the Mission Impossible movies, and they're definitely better as an average, but I don't like them as much. It's weird. There's like maybe 5 Bond movies that are better than all of the Mission Impossible movies, maybe, but I like it as a series more because of like, I don't know, it's just more iconic to me, and like it spans a shitload of time. It's like 50 plus years for that thing, and it's cool seeing it like evolve over time, and so I like that, but I don't know what it is. I don't have the call to adventure from Zelda. Like, it doesn't like, oh man, this is going to be like a cool adventure. Like, that's what Conan does for me, Or maybe it's because I already played Conan. I was already ruined by the greatest game of all
Zelda
time.
doesn't have slavery in it.
Yeah, that's a huge disappointment, And
I'm gonna agree with you on that too. I mean, because like I really do like. I like these games fine. I think they're fun. I had fun. But I came off like my first Zelda game that I actually like played all the way through was Breath of the Wild, and it poisons the well a little bit because it's such an amazing game, and a game itself it really is. And then you go back to these ones and they're fun, but it's like not the same. And that to me sucks because I wish I could have like A4's like his nostalgia with Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, of being able to play it as a kid. And having fun with it like that, because like I mean, again, I had fun. I really did have fun with both of these games, but I wish I could have that, and I don't.
Yeah,
which sucks to me. Thanks, Mom, for being poor when I was growing up and not being able to get me a Nintendo 64. Like, no,
thanks,
just kidding.
peasant.
But you know what I mean? Like, it just feels it kind of sucks. Your score means mine is okay. I'm gonna give replayability of 5. I don't plan on replaying this per se. I think it might be fun when I'm in the nursing home, and when I'm old, to break out my 3DS and try to get all all 24 masks so I can get the Fierce Deity masks. I think that would be sick, and I'm kind of sad I didn't do that this time.
It's pretty
I
cool.
wanted it, but I didn't want to have to do everything to get it. And for me, like, with the perspective for myself is I'm going to go back to saying, like, Sea of Stars, to get the true ending for that game is like a list of, like, you had to beat the main game. You have to do all the solstice shrines. You have to fix up the city 100%, like the town you build. You have to, like, do all these, like, little things. You have to, like, do this Colosseum thing. You have to do, like, five other major, like, time-consuming things in this game. But for me, I'm willing to do it to get that true ending. Whereas Majora's Mask, I wasn't willing to do more. I mean, like I said to you guys, and I can't remember if we were online or not online recording when I said it, that I only got two extra hearts. I only found enough heart pieces to get 2 extra hearts because I didn't care enough to go back and look. I just did what I needed to do to beat the game. Whereas Ocarina of Time, I did go back, or I didn't go back, but I actively was doing side quests, was looking for heart pieces, was trying to do these things. So I really did enjoy my time with it. And I don't understand why people would lie and say they think this is their game over Ocarina of Time. I don't get it. And I don't need people to explain it to me. If it is your favorite game, you're wrong. And I'm sorry that you're wrong, but I don't need you to explain it to me because I've lived it. I've lived and I played it, and I think Ocarina of Time is a better game than Majora's Mask. So,
yeah, I think so too. I think Majora's Mask is more polished and smoother, and I do think the game plays better. But I fully acknowledge part of that is me, and part of that is the fact that it came out 2 years later. And
your call to adventure.
Expansion bay. Yeah. But I don't think it's as iconic. I mean, it does do a few things better, but it's not nearly as inventive as Ocarina either. And so I can't give it, like, points for creativity. Not that it's not a creative work, it's just not, like, revolutionary.
Yeah, no, and I think that's a good way to say it, because, like, creatively, I would say it is there because, like, you're away from Hyrule, which it doesn't seem like it happens very often in the Zelda franchise as a whole. And I mean, the Princess Zelda's in it for one cutscene to remember a song, and you don't even get a whiff of Ganon's balls in this game, as you do in pretty much every other game. You hear something about Ganon. Ganon is an enemy. Ganon is the reincarnation of another enemy. Like, it is creative in that way, where it's like, it is a completely whole different thing. But, I mean, creativity only gets you so far, as A4 can attest with his school choice.
And my AI art.
I'm just kidding, yeah. For those of you listening who don't know, every time A4 posts, not every time, most time an A4 posts art, I comment about how good he is at using AI to try to, like, get users away from it. No, just kidding, I'm not trying to sabotage you, but I like to...
No, I'm alright if you are. I mean,
you'll get yours.
I'm half Mexican, I've already
be the first one he'll shoot when he goes on his spree.
He'll be like, Schweiss, Joe, don't come to school tomorrow. Zach, I'll see you at 8 a.m. And I'll be like, what? Why? Why me?
Yeah. All right. So to recap on the scores, story, we each gave it a 7. Gameplay, I gave it an 8. Zach gave it a 7. Sound and music, 8s. Graphic and design, 8s. Replayability, I gave it a 6. Zach gave it a 5. That is a combined score of 37 out of 50 from me and 35 out of 50 for Zach, which brings The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask to a whopping 72 out of 100, meaning it is as good as The Legend of Dragoon. 1 point better than Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Halo 5, but 2 points worse than Live a Live and Celeste.
Where's
worse than Parasite Eve?
Where's Ocarina of Time on that? What did we give that?
Ocarina got an 82.
Okay.
So I thought this one was going to be higher, because at first I was like, man, this game's better looking, this game's better playing. But then the more I played it, I was like, man, I guess. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't regret having played this. Like, it's fun to have games that are iconic in my repertoire of games that I have played and experienced. In. Like, it's kind of dope to be like, oh yeah, I played Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. But
Though there are definitely a couple of those games that you should play before you die. So
yeah, like Final Fantasy VII, like the original, is still on my list. I've never played it before. Like, there's things that, like, you know, that, and I would say that's definitely a part of it. Like that.
Those are similar in that way, just like iconic parts of the culture almost. I mean, this is also the second N64 game I've ever beaten after Ocarina, so like that was kind of cool. I'm like, man, I'm finally using the N64 that I bought like 10 years ago.
Bro, you gotta go pick up Rogue Squadron and you gotta beat the shit out of that game.
I got Star Wars Pod Racer.
Fuck, that's a fun.
That's a good game.
So fun.
And then I have GoldenEye and like a few others up there.
Dude, Rogue Squadron's sick because if you like, I can't remember how to do it because it's been like fucking forever. But like once you like the 2 secret levels or the Death Star trench run and then Hoth, fucking sick.
Yeah,
it's dope.
Well, you can also get the Naboo Starfighter, which was a big deal because it was like before Episode 1 came out.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be crazy when we get to fucking Star Wars KOTOR and it's not the best Star Wars game even of that generation. Because like it's pretty awesome, but I'm like,
I have it.
Oh man,
I have it down. I have it downloaded. Dude, Battlefront 2 will always be the best Star Wars game. It's a sad fact of life. I liked Jedi Fallen Order a lot, and I have really good memories of Jedi power battles. But fucking Knights of the Old Republic, Battlefront 2 is fucking fantastic.
Can you imagine what suicide it would be to do a Star Wars podcast? Just do all of it.
Oh, dude, you'd have to play Bounty Hunter again.
Yeah, that too.
I don't know, dude. Like, can anybody who actually has a conscience like actually do a Star Wars podcast though? So I feel like you got to come to terms with the fact that most of it sucks, and that there's still only 2.5 good movies.
Yeah,
I feel like that is the trap that I mean I have like ones that I don't really watch like when it comes to YouTube. I used to watch like people like different things, but there's people that do like the Star Wars like theories or stuff like that, and I used to watch some of those because like it was fun. But now like even some of those people are like so disenfranchised with what Disney's done to some of like the stuff that they're just like getting so much hate, and it's like fuck, dude, I don't know what to tell you anymore because.
Yeah,
it is what it is at this point. And
I don't, because I can see some of that, I guess, existing. I haven't looked into it because I stopped watching that kind of stuff. But I just know with like the Final Fantasy community, it's gotten really weird. So if I dip my toes in to what like the big Final Fantasy YouTubers are doing, like it's really gross, really gross pandering that's going on. And I don't know, maybe we just started our podcast in the time of like vicious criticism, which I guess isn't that much better of a thing. Like they're kind of both terrible. But we're definitely leaning on that on that end of things. I mean, I definitely liked, the Spoony experiment reviews and stuff like that. And that's the stuff that kind of made me like have fun with the reviews. But I watched like a video on Kingdom Hearts or something just to like get a refresher, or even like Godzilla or something like that. And these communities are like, because they're vying for the YouTube algorithm of like always to be recommended, it's like this like masturbatory tone to a lot of stuff out there, a lot of fan culture stuff out there. Like you have to love it, like in every single aspect of it. And I don't know, man, it's just weirded me out. Like I know why it exists. I know it's probably because of the algorithm. And it's probably not creators being totally honest, I guess. Oh, I use the word creator. It's probably not these YouTubers being totally honest about how they actually feel about something. I mean, like it's in the wake of like of things of like those reaction videos, dude. Dude, I didn't click on the video, but I saw the fucking thumbnail of this woman, and she's like, my experience playing Kingdom Hearts, blah, 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 over 12 days or whatever. And she's like, got a tear on her face is like part of the thumbnail. And I'm like, good fucking God, what the fuck is happening to the world right now where this is like the headline that you put out for someone to click on your video? Like, I'm sure, like, yeah, there's some fucking, I don't know, like, just not fully formed teenager out there that was like, yeah, it was kind of a sad story, you know?
Yeah.
And then, like, look, oh, wow, this 25-year-old hot chick just was really touched by the game that means a little bit to me. And then, like, now I gotta go click on the fucking video.
Yeah. The one that really
I'm like, what in God's name is happening?
disillusioned
What is
me.
this?
The one that really disillusioned me to all of that was the ones around when Type 0 came out. Because, like, that ending is, like, it's rough, but not because it's emotional. It's because it's, like, very badly done, like, very poorly done. And, like, the sounds they're making, I'm just like, God, I don't like this. Like, it's like that fucking, it's like the sound of that dude getting eaten by the fucking bear, you know, like that fucking, guy who was like bear dude or bear man, whatever the fuck he is. And
That like didn't leave with the nice bears and was like, these black bears, we're gonna be friends, and they're like,
yeah, and then they fucking like eat his face, and like you hear it, like it's like similar to that feeling. It's like not good. And like people are like, oh, I cried at the end of that, and I was like, I did not. I felt nothing at the end of that game. Like, I thought, like, man, how long is this gonna go? Like, fucking die already! Like, Jesus, why you gotta dishonor your family in these final moments? Like, I read Shogun, you're supposed to just shut the fuck up and die. Like, that's what James Clavell says. That's what I believe, not this shit. You're supposed to shut your mouth and die with fucking dignity.
And die with honor, you bitches.
Yeah, you fucking pussies.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there with the fan culture stuff. Dead Rat says people with over exaggerated thumbnails are icky. Having made over exaggerated thumbnails myself, unfortunately,
yo,
they
it's
are
icky.
things that you that people click on, unfortunately.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. Like, those are the things that are catching people's attentions, and like it has to be how it is. I mean, we thirst trapped Schweiss, didn't we, for a fucking thumbnail?
Well, the one that got like the most clicks was the one that was Joe looking at the Arnold Schwarzenegger poster in his car and he has his legs up.
Yeah.
For some reason, that got the most clicks. I don't know why, but
I mean, that's a really funny moment of that podcast.
My favorite part about putting Schweiss as that one is like all the dudes are like, they're like, we see you naked in podcast ? Like, just all of these.
I just thought it was funny because it was the thumbnail for the Ocarina of Time review, and then we get a bunch of like gay Russian men commenting on that fucking episode. I'm like, all right, sure, why not?
Yeah, whatever it takes. I mean,
Yeah,
that was a hilarious photo, so I was down.
I feel like when it comes to like the fandom stuff, the only like person that like I actively like really enjoyed listening to was the dude that does like all like the Soulsborne game lore, where he's like, I read this so you don't have to, and I'm like, thanks. I missed that area.
video or
Yeah, dude, he's sweet. I think he's dope, dude. I like listening to his videos too. They're fucking sick.
There's also a
everything else is
culture.
fun.
There's also a culture, and this is in the film stuff too, where it's like overanalyzing. And I think I'm a little guilty of this when we started UFF for sure. I think I had an air of self-importance, and I wanted to take everything as intellectually as I could muster, despite not having much capacity in that realm. I don't think now, looking back. So I understand it. Like, I understand a frustrated 24-year-old dude like making a video essay trying to sound as smart as humanly possible while talking about something that should not be talked about with such seriousness.
you mean like Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah, like Five Nights at Freddy's. But that's also everywhere. And Schweiss sent me a message last night. I will not name who it came from. But this underlined it. And I had a lot of thoughts, and I'm basically spelling them out to you now. But someone posted that a well-known game that we have played was clearly, very clearly, apparently, clearly a criticism on capitalism. And I could not, for the fucking life of me. I was looking back, I was thinking about the story of this game, and I'm like, what in the fuck was this guy on? This guy was just, this is clearly what it is this person who is a content creator of some kind had clearly hates capitalism. Fair. Okay? Fair. And that's fine. I hate a lot of things about capitalism. I think money is evil, and I think people who chase money are gross. But so I do agree with him.
Why would you call out Schweiss like that?
I mean, Schweiss has heard me talk about this. This isn't news.
Joe's been a commie the whole time.
So, and I don't think communism is the answer. I want to be clear about that. But
sure, pal.
Either way,
comrade.
like I understand the frustrations there, and I've had my moments of just like, fuck this fucking system, whatever. But this person clearly has like made it their religion to say like down with capitalism, and now looks at this is what it would have to take to read into this story, what this guy did, because I am still flabbergasted. Like, they would have to look at everything as a statement about either for or against capitalism in order for that to even make sense. Like, in order for those fucking breadcrumbs to line up at all.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, oh man. And I just like, I thought about my old self, and I'm like, okay, you got a little bit of that, but you were never that bad. That's
yeah.
what that felt good. But yeah, there is some I don't know, criticisms. I just don't even like, I don't even know why people listen to our show, but I just don't listen to criticism anymore because of things like that. Like all the things that have been mentioned. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it depends. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it can be interesting, and like I'm much more interested in like top 10 blah blah blahs, like Watch Mojo style, even though I rip on them because they're always wrong. But
oh my god, I can't watch Mojo. I can't.
It's like,
dude, they piss me off constantly.
But I'll watch things that are critical, but I don't know. I'm like
what
more
about
interested
critical
in like
himself?
I watch the Critical Drinker. I watch his videos on YouTube.
Okay.
He likes to rip.
Yeah.
Mostly woke stuff. But,
yeah, no, I know. I was referring to another guy, but the joke is stupid.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't mind him because he just rages on stuff that I also normally don't like that much. But at the same time, though, I'm just like, I mean, I don't know. Like the one criticism, it was so dumb, and I'm like, the only thing I could think of was like the part in the game where the person didn't want to make the tech because they didn't want it to be used for war, and I thought that part was fucking retarded in that game. I was like, what? Oh, I'm just gonna throw it away. Oh, what'd you do with that thing we helped you make? Oh, I threw it away. Like, what? Yeah, I didn't want it to be a weapon of war. I was like, oh, so now someone else is gonna use it on you.
I mean,
that's what you're telling me.
From Godzilla.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, I thought it was dumb then, and I still kind of think it's dumb now. Although then they just barely got fucking nuked, so I kind of get it. I watched Oppenheimer. I watched all 3 hours of that movie. I get it. But, like, no. That was the stupidest part of that game. And I ripped on it in the review. But that's the only thing I could think of. And that's more of like a military-industrial complex criticism.
No, yeah. And I was also thinking, maybe people could put the pieces together, but let's not actually say what the game is. But, there were things like there's slavery in it. There's racism in it. And like the idea, I think, where I was like, okay, well, I could see them as like anti-colonialist for sure. I could see the game's story, which we're talking about, as anti-colonialist. Absolutely. But that does not equal capitalism.
No.
And you have to have the historical context of about 40 years to fucking believe that. So,
yeah, it was pretty dumb, and like I was like, I'm not even gonna get mad about it. I was like, I'm not mad. I just think it's stupid.
No, dude, because I saw it in I sat there And I was like, because I have these moments where I'm like, am I the one who's wrong? Like, and I had to think about it for a minute, and I'm like, no, because at the ending he does this, and it's a fucking nope. This guy is fucking off his fucking rocker.
Yeah.
It's not a bad feeling to have the feeling of, am I the bad guy? Like, keep yourself in check a little bit.
Yeah, that was definitely a no way. No, this is a stretch.
Right, but even still, it's good to even when it's like patently obvious, it's good to have that feeling.
I don't even know this person. I've never watched their content, never consumed it at all.
Same.
I can't judge him past that. I just saw the tweet and I was like, this is insane. I hope it's April Fool's Day.
Yeah, April Fool's October Day. Yeah, dude. I mean, they're better than me at another game that we played and reviewed because I ran into them in that game and they beat me every time. So, well, I mean, I might have beat them once. But I don't remember. But yeah, it was fucking dumb. I was like, wow, man. And like and it's because I do the things I do, and because my Twitter is what it is. Like, it recommends this shit to me all the time, and there's a certain writer that fucking he's the reason why it always shows up because he likes all of this person's things, and that's why I see it all the time because somehow I'm connected to him other than making fun of him the one time. Twice. Yeah.
I thought he blocked you.
No, not this guy. He cock blocked us from his fan base, but he didn't block me. I got blocked by the fucking... No, I'm not talking Schreier. Schreier blocked me.
Schreier blocks everybody.
And then fucking, I think G4, or not G4.
Adam Sessler?
What's the other? No, he didn't block me. I'm basically Adam Sessler. Just like,
I was saying you are.
You're like Adam Sessler if Adam Sessler had testicles, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm like right-wing Adam Sessler. I kind of look like him. I'm losing my hair. Like, it's weird. Somebody told me I looked
back, bro.
Yeah. Somebody told me I looked like him. I went and got Taco Bell near my work, and the guy was like, "Dude, you remind me of someone." And then he handed me my food, and he's like, "Did you ever watch G4?" I was like, "Yeah." Are you about to tell me I look like Adam Sessler? He's like, "Dude, yes." I was like, "That's not good."
You just pull a revolver out of your fucking pants and just put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Bro, no, when you said that, you should have been like, no, you look like Morgan Webb, and he should have just, like, fucking thrown you that curveball.
Bro, we start a new gaming show. You don't say your last name ever, but you go by Adam. And you just watch.
And we call it
people
G5.
Crawl in, dude.
No, we call it the Y play.
Yeah. I mean, I do like him. He's kind of annoying now, but back when not everything had to be political and he was on G4, he was my favorite one.
Yeah. He's a little nuts now, but like he's still entertaining.
Other than Olivia Munn, she was definitely my favorite one.
She was definitely my favorite one too. Yeah.
Oh my god! How did they find this person? How did they?
God, when they got her in that maid costume and they got her in the chocolate pudding, I was just like,
yeah, I was like,
the whole house was glazed, dude.
Yeah, it was awesome. Fuck yeah, dude, that was crazy. I was like, how the fuck did they get this chick to do this?
But that's our opinions on Majora's Mask.
Her money, Schweiss.
Wait, so I had
money.
I had a bad intrusive thought at Sam's Club yesterday, and Joe reminded me of it when he said Ark, because he made me think of Halo 3. So for context, you know, like when you're fighting the Prophet and you have to jump on him, you have to beat the shit out of him, like the whole time you're like flying around on him. An old guy, like cut me off in his little jazzy thing and walking through Sam's Club. Like when I walk through aisles, I treat them as like roads. So if you're walking down the main one, you should have the right of way. And if you're coming out the side, you don't have the right of way. Well, this fucking old prick just like slammed on his fucking little cart. It's like I was walking and almost like ran me over. And I had the split second thought of my head of Halo 3, just jumping on the back of his like little jazzy and being like,
just beating him and then ripping him out of it and stealing it.
Doing a fucking glory kill on an old guy.
I was just like, the Halo 3 just went through my head, and I was like, I've been trained for this.
Yeah. Or instead you hop on, rip off his like hat and then stick a grenade down his shirt and then jump off.
Go.
Yeah.
But I sat there and I was like, I've never had that intrusive thought before. Like, that was a new one.
I mean, but wouldn't it be great if instead he beat the fuck out of you as soon as he tried something?
Just like stuck me with a little sticky nade, and I was like, what the fuck?
After all that shit talking.
It's like Don't Breathe.
Yeah. He turns out to be that guy.
I was so mad about it because I was like, just minding my own business, trying to find something, and he just like, Meh. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you almost ran my toes over. Like, dude, what the fuck?
You almost ran my toes.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I need those
900-pound Jazzy.
If there's one thing that you guys can take away from this episode, it's that Majora's Mask makes Zach feel like he needs to strangle an old person in a Jazzy.
That's not why. I just don't like old people.
One more Legend of Zelda game, guys.
I know. We got.
Yeah.
I already beat it. Waiting on you fuckers.
My name is Joe, and I only have 3 games to beat because I'm too busy watching my French films where women kiss in black and white.
I haven't yet seen a gay black and white film, actually.
They exist. They have to.
They all do.
Oh, no. There's been somewhere that's been like hinting at. There's that Shirley MacLaine, Audrey Hepburn one.
Oh man, if I could see Audrey Hepburn's tits, that'd be.
No. And also, she's skinny as a rail. I'm pretty sure the tits are not gonna be amazing.
Works for me. It's fine by me, dude.
Beautiful.
Joe, tits are tits, dude. What the fuck?
That's true. Yeah. Why am I judging?
Yeah. Why are you? It's not tit for tat, buddy. It's tit for tit. And it's fine.
Oh, it's the children's hour. That's
Tits
what
with
that
no
is
ass
called.
will fill your hands. No tits but ass will fill your heart. So said Confucius.
Yeah, I recommend the Children's Hour. That's a really good movie.
I'm not watching anything called that. Hot Sauce Hefe says, Zach, get A4 to AI art some tits for you. I can just normal art some tits for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the AI ones, they'll probably come out with
A4
like
draws tits all. A4 draws tits all the time.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, but he means Audrey Hepburn. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, A4 AI art for me. Audrey Hepburn, Big Mommy Milkies.
You're gonna have to wait for a few girls that I'm already drawing tits of, but once after that, maybe
my
Audrey
God.
Hepburn.
I mean, it's real tough to draw a half circle.
You know what, Joe? You know what? You, Mr. Oh, this is so easy drawing tits. Anatomy is hard, motherfucker. I want to see you draw a perfect fucking female figure and not have you coming out the other end looking like, I don't know how to draw tits. What's wrong with me? I've seen them before.
I realize people on the podcast will be able to hear what you just said, but for me, you cut out. You were like, I can't wait until you say...
Yeah, and I was like, man, you and me both.
I thought it was Joe Cedar City, like
Peace
Wi-Fi,
at last.
but I had to hear it.
Anyway, this has been Nude Clan, the review of Majora's Mask.
Yeah, we just like to ruin these Zelda reviews with random shit, you know.
Yeah, we talk
Picture
about Mormonism or whatever the fuck you guys
Oh, we
were
didn't
just
bring
talking
up
about.
Mormonism today.
So join us next time when we will be reviewing Grandia 2, maybe? I don't know.
Hold on.
Grandia 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Or Hitman, the Hitman movie? Is that what the next movie is?
I think
Sure,
it is.
yeah.
The other Hitman movies? Sorry for anybody confused. Of course we already reviewed a Hitman movie.
Not the Timothy Oliphant movie, it's the other one.
Yeah, Hitman
Yeah.
Agent 47 is the next movie.
That'll
Who's gonna
probably be our next
Hitman in
thing.
this one.
It might be our next thing. It's either Grandia 2, Hitman Agent 47, or Zach. How fast are you going to get through that KOTOR?
Ooh, not fast enough. Yeah, wouldn't bank on that one, buddy.
Well, we got to do a little bit of schedule stuff between KOTOR and some Kingdom Hearts games, so it begins to be...
Once
love
you
to
start Zelda, I will have to start Zelda, so keep me posted on KOTOR so that I can know when I should break to Zelda.
Yeah, I'll let you. Don't worry, I'll let you know. Don't worry.
So until then, we'll see you guys next time. On
Live always.
on the Nude Clan.
Live always in the nude.
I'm never gonna look at Peaches the same way again.
Walk with your great fairy sword held high.
Fuck off.